Well, hello everybody. Welcome to episode 100 of the Confident Online Marketing Show podcast. I can't quite believe it. This is so exciting. Welcome to this. This is going to be a 3-hour extravaganza. We've got some really exciting things going on. We've got lots of guests coming on. I'm going to announce the 3 prize winners for the $15,000 giveaway and 10 runner-up prizes. So I'll be doing one of those every single hour, starting with the 3rd prize in this hour, 2nd prize in the next hour, and finally the 1st prize in the final hour, which is very exciting. And we've got pizza as well. So we've got pizza music. Anyway, enough of that. Giving away free pizza every hour as well. So that's very, very exciting. So let me know where in the world you are watching from. I can see we've got some fabulous people watching here. We've got Dave Brown saying, good morning, happy 100th. Awesome. And Stephen Healy is here. Great to see you, Stephen. Congratulations, Ian. An awesome achievement. Thank you so much. We've also got Max here. Max Nielsen House saying hi. Great to see you guys. So we've got in this hour, just to let you know who we've got coming on, we've got the wonderful Sasha Lydiard, the fabulous Mark Asquith, and the equally fantastic Natalie Haley. That's in this half hour. Next half hour, we've got Janet Murray, Kelly Barder, Rob Balasabas, and Amy Woods. And we've got some amazing guests in the next couple of hours after that. But I think it's time to bring in Natalie, first of all. Hi, Natalie. How are you doing?
Hi, Ian. I'm really good, thank you. Congratulations. So exciting.
That was a very singing voice.
Well, it's appropriate coming on your show, isn't it,
It
Ian?
is.
Really?
It is.
It's
I won't ask you to sing. I could have done that, but so thank you, Natalie. Thank you for all the work that you've done on this to make this show happen as well. And I can see we've got Sasha here as well. So I'm going to bring Sasha in. How are you doing, Sasha?
I'm very well, Ian. Congratulations. It's all very exciting, isn't it?
It is. It is very exciting. A little bit, I have to admit, it was a little bit stressful, a little bit last minute from my point of view. But we've got the balloons behind me, which is great. And we've got some cake coming and champagne. So I don't know whether you've got any cake and champagne in the background.
No, I really feel now I should have done more to prepare.
Never mind. And we've got the amazing Mark Asquith. Oh my goodness, look at your studio. It's looking better all the time.
It's just clever lighting. Thank you, sir. And happy anniversary. Happy 100. Do you call it an anniversary if it's 100? Is it centenary? Is it? What is it? What do we call it?
You can call it what you like. It's I think if it's your first, if it's like a birthday, it's like if it's after a year or 2 years, then it's an anniversary. If it's, I don't know, we can call it whatever.
This is why I'm a terrible boyfriend. Honestly.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you, Mark, for getting on the show. You've got an amazing background there. So if you got tell us a bit about your lighting in the back.
Oh, I've just got the LED stuff. So I've got the some LED strips running down the side here, and then I've got a little light just down there that shines behind my head to give the ambiance. Yeah, it's the perils of working at home. I've had to get a bit creative.
Yeah, you do. Well, I've got I don't know if you can see, I've got some Hue lights behind me. So, and they're on a little cycle. So we're getting a bit geeky here. So I just seeing who we've got here. We've got somebody watching in the group. I can't see who you are, Facebook user, but congratulations on your 100th episode. Thank you so much. Dave Brown is watching from California in the USA. We've got my good friend Jerome Brune is here saying congratulations. Thank you, Jerome. And somebody else who's saying hi. That's Facebook in all its glory, trying to be, all security and privacy conscious. So awesome. Well, what would be great if you're watching this live, if you could share this out to your friends. We've got some extra prizes coming up. It's got some pizza prizes, which I'll be announcing fairly soon. I can see Tonya, my assistant Tonya's here. Great to see you, Tonya. We've also got Katie Simpson saying congratulations, 100. Wow, you're looking great for your age. Well, it's that moisturizing cream that I use every day, Katie. So I've asked all of you, I hope you got the email, to come up with a live video tip or a marketing tip. So, I think Sasha, you had a bit of a problem because we were testing something out. So
I was
Sasha,
so
maybe,
excited.
yeah,
I was
let us
so
know what
excited.
let us know what you thought was going to be the case, and then Facebook decided just to be Facebook.
I think they're teasing. I do think they're teasing at the moment. So we were all in doom and gloom, what was it, a couple of months ago when we found out when you scheduled your Facebook Live ahead of time, we ended up having 2 posts, and we had a post link and a video link, but no one could see the video link. And then this week I discovered you can actually get that video link. You just hover over the video on your page, you'll get the link. And I discovered this week that you could see the post. So I thought everybody else could see the post. So I've been frantically sharing it everywhere. And it appears that you can only see it if you're an admin. So it's still, you can't see that live link until you actually go live, which is a bit of a pain. But
it is.
But do you think that just...
I just want to, just explain a little bit more about the whole, because Facebook used to make it the case that when you scheduled a broadcast, that video or that post would then become the live video. But then they wanted to complicate it, and they add this whole announcement post. And then when you went live, they would create a second post, which the announcement post would post to. In their wisdom, I'm sure it makes total sense, but we thought, so Sasha, we thought that this would allow us to get the link to that second post, the actual post ahead of time, but unfortunately not.
Well, we still got it. And the advantage was is I could actually connect the chatbot up ahead of time to the right post, which we couldn't do before. So that has helped a little bit. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame. But you know what? The fact that something has changed this week makes me think something may change again next week. Who knows?
Indeed.
It's getting there. That was my tip. I'd done a video and everything.
Oh no! So what is your tip then? What is your tip going to be? Or
my tip is, is that when you're going live, and we're talking about scheduling posts and getting promoting ahead of time, there's no point getting a live show ready to go if you haven't promoted it well ahead of time. And that's what you've done with this show. You've promoted it well ahead of time. And if you look on the scheduled posts, we've got so many people to share it out beforehand. You've had loads of views on there. So that is my top tip, is really get that scheduled post out and about at least 7 days. If you can do it, so you schedule it 7 days ahead of time, is then get it out everywhere before you actually go live.
Great advice. Don't just leave it to the last minute. It's so important to let people know. So I'm going to ask you a little bit more about what you've been doing, Sasha, with helping me with the show, and particularly with the Facebook Messenger bot in a bit. But, and Natalie, I know you're waiting patiently. I will get back to you, Natalie, but I want to go to the fabulous Mark. And you've been on the show relatively recently. We had a great in-depth chat about podcasting and, how you can do turn your live show into a podcast, which is awesome. But you have also very kindly donated some prizes for the giveaway as well in your role with Captivate. So I'd love let us know a little bit more about what Captivate is for those people who haven't heard about
Absolutely.
Captivate, I mean.
Well, actually, so you were actually the first user of Captivate when you launched the show. So Captivate's a podcast hosting, analytics, and distribution and marketing platform. And Ian was the first user. We were talking about Ian launching his show 100 episodes ago. And it was just around the time that we were launching Captivate into the wild, and Ian came along and he was the first ever user of it, which is fantastic. So yeah, we've got some prizes from Captivate available. We've got some giveaways that Ian has kindly bundled in, which is fantastic. But Captivate is just the easiest way to start a podcast, just to syndicate that out to Apple and Spotify and even new places like Amazon Music and Audible and Google Podcasts. And I use it myself. The proof's in the pudding. I certainly use it every day myself. So yeah, it's a really simple way to start a podcast. And of course, whether you're doing something with repurposing, taking some live content and publishing it to Captivate, or vice versa, taking audio content, publishing it to YouTube, Captivate just makes it easy. So Ian, thanks for the support as well. It's certainly noticed and we all appreciate it. So thank you so much for that.
Oh, well, my pleasure. I mean, it's kind of funny because I had no idea I was the first ever customer to Captivate. And I do
Should have
remember
told
I was
you, I
looking.
guess.
You did eventually. But no, that's exciting. And yeah, it's kind of at the time I was looking around at all the different podcast hosts out there, and I was a little bit back in the dark ages looking at different ways that you could do it. But you were really, really helpful in helping me really kind of see what the more modern way of hosting a podcast is, and that you don't need to go through all these hoops like you used to. What do you think, what makes Captivate so much maybe kind of different or better than some of the other platforms? And I've got my own views, which I'll give in a minute, but when you created Captivate, you obviously saw a gap in the market. There are loads of podcasting hosts out there, but what were you wanting to achieve when creating it?
Yeah, I think the key thing is to understand the realistic nature of being a podcaster and any kind of content creator. Really, it's not easy, and there's a lot of work that goes into it. So we created Captivate just because I was really annoyed by the podcast publishing process. I've published over 1,200 episodes of my own podcasts at this point, and when you do something repeatedly, you figure out what bits you don't like and which bits could be improved, and no one was improving it. So we just built it. And I think that's sort of testament to a lot of products that are out there. A lot of products are created through necessity by the founders, and we were the same. We were no different with that. And I think what's fascinating is as well that sort of never changes. I think what gives Captivate a bit of an edge. We've got some release today, which a lot of new analytics graph that we've just put out, and I think that's the key thing, is that I can never really stop getting annoyed with the publishing process. So we're able to just keep adding features. And I think in 2020, we put out over 180 new features, everything from network level things through to things for creative agencies, through to podcast player updates, through to workflow updates, Zapier integrations, API things. And I think that's the core facet of Captivate that really stands out, is just, we are working podcasters. We started podcasting platform because we were podcasters. And I always get annoyed. By the process, and I want to make it better. So we release things to make it better. So I think, Ian, that's probably the core component of why Captivate stands out.
Yeah, definitely. I just think the interface is really nice and clean. It's so easy to, upload content and to publish to all the different networks. So yeah, it's awesome. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm using it because I love it. I was a little bit nervous about a new platform, I have to admit, but yeah, once I saw it, I was really, really happy. So we'll come back to your top tips in a minute, Mark. But Natalie's been waiting very patiently in the background. Natalie, how are you doing? And have you got what would be your top live video tip at the moment?
Well, I feel like a bit of an imposter, Ian, because I don't go live. Obviously, we help you make the most of your live show, but I'm mainly in a very comfortable position where I do YouTube videos that are obviously pre-recorded. I've got all the script there. I've got everything set up. I know that if it goes wrong, I can do another take. And it's people like you and Mark that do all of the hard work and actually go live.
Well, you say that, but I think we need people like you to do all that work. So tell me a little bit more about what you do to help me, because you are so amazing at what you do. And one of the things that I wanted to do when I went live with this new show, well, it's not new anymore, it's 100 episodes, was I wanted to create a lot of content, regular content. I wanted to go live, but allow that to be a tool that would allow me to create other types of content as well. So right from the start, I wanted to go live, but I also wanted to create a podcast from it. And I also wanted to create a blog post from that. And I love blogs. I see blogging as changing my life, as actually setting me up. But it always would take me months and months and months to write a blog post, all the research that went into it. And so with live video, I can go live. Obviously, I had to do that preparation, but I go live and that is a piece of content. But of course, repurposing is quite difficult. And so this is where you come in. Tell us a little bit more about what you do generally, and then how you what your kind of job is in a way in helping me.
Yeah, well, I mean, you're absolutely right. I mean, the way that you've got it set up, you've nailed it really, because like you say, you've got that live show, but then you are really putting the whole repurposing machine into action, really. So the main area that we come in and help with is turning your live shows into a blog post. And your shows, are generally they're fairly long, aren't they? They're usually about 45 minutes. So when you kind of craft that into a piece of writing, we try and make sure that it's a standalone piece of content, so that somebody can read that blog post and get all the information that they need, be able to follow what you're talking about, understand everything in context just from reading that blog post if they weren't able to catch the live show. Because obviously there are loads of people that love watching live videos. I guess there's people like me who, especially at the moment, you struggle because you've got kids at home, you're trying to juggle your work with homeschooling, so it's very rare that I'm able to jump on a live show to watch one. But if I can know that I can sit down and read a blog in the evening with a glass of wine, then that is, much more, it fits much more with my kind of lifestyle. So I think it's really important, like you do, to try and create that pieces of content that, can be consumed by people however they prefer to consume content. So yeah, in a nutshell, it's just making sure that they can get all of that good information, all of that stuff that you give away for free on your live videos in your blog posts.
Yeah, so important. And what makes your job easier? So when obviously one thing that I'm really hot on, I try to be, is the way I structure my live shows. Do you think that's important? And from your point of view, in terms of repurposing, so if someone was to hire you, or if somebody was to do it themselves, what are the kind of things that we should be thinking about when we produce a live show that makes your job easier?
Yeah, well, you've hit the nail on the head. A lot of it comes down to the planning of the live show and the structure. So just with for example, I'm always talking about for people's YouTube videos how important it is to have a structure, an intro, the hook at the beginning to draw people in, jumping into the main pieces of content, ideally split down into steps, and then wrapping everything together at the end. Well, it's kind of similar with your live shows. You have your own format, but you put so much time and effort into planning. So for every show that Ian creates, he has this Google Doc full of all the information, and you pretty much know how it's going to go. So already, even before you've recorded the live show, we have such an amazing amount of information and a good solid basis to be able to then write the blog post. And the fact that you have that set format that you follow, obviously there are variations depending on how the interview goes. If you're doing an interview show, different things that get brought up by the guest. But in general, there's a set format. And yeah, that really makes it so much easier when you come to repurposing 100%.
Definitely. No, thanks for that, Natalie. Right. Well, before I go back to Mark and ask what Mark's top tip is, I think it's time to, we're nearly time to give out our first prize for pizza. But what I'd love you to do, if you're watching live, is to share this out. Let people know that this is happening, that we are going to be having extra prizes today. And who's into pizza? Just start to think about what kind of pizza you like. Am I making you guys hungry?
Yeah.
Mark, what are you a pizza fan?
Ian, at my age, it's all I want to eat, mate. When lockdown came around, that's all I got into. Everyone started their hobbies, their new businesses. I started eating more pizza. So I absolutely love pizza, mate. And I'm not going to lie to you. I am in the controversial like pineapple on pizza camp as well. So I'm sorry.
Oh my goodness. We've got, I don't know if I haven't really got the right sound effect for that, but I've got this one.
Which is perfect.
That's as close as it's going to be, I think, in sound effect wise. But yeah, pineapple on pizza. It is a controversial one. Yes. Well, let us know if you would like pizza in the chat. In fact, let's get on with the pizza prize now. So Here we go. So what you need to do, I'm going to put this down. Too much noise there. What I want you to do, if you want to win the prize, I want you to put the word pizza in the comments. So, and then we'll pick a winner. So, if you want to win pizza, just put pizza in the comments, and then we'll pick a winner. And then what I want you to do is I want you to email my assistant Tonya, if you have one, and then we'll sort that out for you. We've got Max saying yes to pineapple on pizza, so you're not alone there. We've got Jerome Bruin who says, yeah, it has to be gluten-free, sugar-free, and veggie. Not that you're being awkward or anything, but I'm with you on that one. We've got Matthew Holden here saying, congratulations, Ian. Welcome to the 100 Club. Here's to the next 100 as well. So... great. Awesome. We've got a few people here. We've got not that many people wanting pizza. Okay, here we go. Dave Brown says, oh no, not pizza. Right, okay, that's enough of that. So, let's see who's gonna win the prize. So, we've actually got only a handful of people who've entered. We've got Max, Stephen, Facebook user. Now, unfortunately, the Facebook user, I wonder whether that's Melissa. You might need to let me know who you are. Dave Brown doesn't want pizza. And Jerome Bruin. So, let's see. I've got Natalie's gone. Here we go. Natalie.
I'm back.
Right. You're back. So, Natalie, you're going to choose the winner. Okay.
I mean, really? The pressure.
Yeah, the pressure. It's either Max, Stephen, Jerome, or Melissa.
Am I just picking at random?
Yes.
Well, I'm going to pick Stephen Healy because, I'll tell you the reason, my husband is called Stephen Haley.
Oh,
and
there
I think
you
there's only
go.
one letter difference. So it just jumped out at me. I was like, Steve doesn't watch lives.
Well, there you go, Stephen. Congratulations, you have won pizza. So Dave Brown said, "Just kidding, love pizza," but I'm afraid you've spoiled it. So, but there are two more chances to win pizza. So, Stephen, what I'd love you to do, congratulations. Where is the cheer down when you want it? There we go. Congratulations, Stephen. What you need to do is email Tonya at iag.me. We'll obviously need to know your address and details and things like that, and obviously what kind of pizza you want. But just email us and we'll sort that out for you. But congratulations, Stephen. That is awesome. But don't worry, there is some more pizza coming. And Stephen says, awesome, thank you. Awesome. Fab. Okay. Mark, you've popped up. So now we've got Natalie in the slot at the bottom. But yeah, let us know, Mark. What is your top live video tip or marketing tip?
Yeah, live video in particular, and it's building really on what Natalie said, which is obviously the structure. But I'm a huge fan, and this is something that I advise with podcasts as well. In fact, any content that you put out there is to kind of learn from history, learn from the radio shows, learn from the TV shows, and really start to brand out this structural content that you've got. You know, when you can start to do things that people can hook to and they can remember, the segments that you can build become really useful to you. So what I'm talking about here is that if you've got a live stream, if you've got a podcast or a YouTube channel, whatever, and you start in particular with a flow, top to bottom, A to Z, whatever, actually think about, can I brand these particular segments? Can I brand section number 1 as something? Can I give it a name? Can I give it a little bit of graphical love? Can I do something to make it stand out? And the reason that I say this is that actually I think you get two main and very quick and clear benefits from it. There are countless others, but the main two are, we always assume when we create content, live streams or long form content, that someone's going to come and they're going to love the entire thing. And it's not the case. You see that in data. It just simply isn't the case. That's why drop-offs exist. So if we can give people the same thing to come back to each and every week, we give ourselves the ability to, number 1, hook people in with something that they like, but number 2, test these things, locations, in regards to drop-off points. We can test how long they are. We can test if we leave one out, what happens. So it gives us something to hook to. And the second thing is, you mentioned Ian and Natalie, you mentioned it as well, is that you want the ability, ideally, to be able to reuse content and repurpose content as much as you can. And by doing a segmented and highly branded segmented approach in particular, you give yourself the opportunity to do best ofs or follow-ups or year-end reviews. And we do this for all our podcasts. You know, we've got things like the Random Spotlight on the Star Wars podcast. I do a podcast about podcasting in the podcasting industry. And there's a segment in there, which is the weirdest thing ever. It's called the Flattering Round. And all it is, we just pick something and we just flatter it. And we just say, wow, yeah, the Flattering Round this week is Ian Anderson Gray's glasses. They're amazing. Look how on brand they are. And at the end of the year, there's 52 of them. So we can do a best of. And that works really, really well. So just look at the lessons that we can learn from radio and TV. Start to brand your segments up. Build upon that tip that Natalie gave. And just start to give yourself something more marketable when it comes to your shows. And I think it really works. And it's a lot of fun as well, to be honest.
I love that. It's a really good idea. It's something I haven't really done that much of. So I'm going to definitely be stealing that tip. Thank you, Mark. That's awesome. Fabulous. So just before we move on, I want to bring back Sasha. And Sasha, you have been amazing. You've been so much help to me with putting this whole giveaway together. And we're going to be announcing third prize in the next half hour, which is really exciting. I'd love you to tell us all what you've been doing in the background to make all of this work, you know, without going into, like, don't blind us with science.
I won't go into too much detail. No. Yeah, okay, so you did a live show. How long ago was it? About 3 weeks or so ago, and announcing all the prizes that were going to be on offer. And we attached a chatbot to that. So every time anybody commented on the post, they were offered to enter the draw, and the chatbot then took over. And we could unlock various things. So if they subscribed to email, SMS, reviewed your podcast. So we did all these and got more points, more people getting more entries. So that's what we had there. And the bot's working its magic at the moment as we speak on your live show. So it's commenting and saying thank you to everybody for joining. And yeah, just it's doing a good job.
Yeah, it is magic. So last time I did a giveaway for my first kind of anniversary, I used a service called Gleam.io. Mm-hmm. And actually, I recommend that. It's a good tool. I really enjoyed that. But I think the benefits of using this is that obviously you can then drive people onto watching your live show, and it integrates it fully, and you can do so many more things. So yeah, it's a bit more complicated, but you can do a lot more with it. So thank you so much, Sasha.
It's been a blast.
It has been amazing. So just as the first half hour has flown by, as we finish, let us know where we can find you more. So starting off with Natalie, tell us a little bit more about your business and where we can find you.
So my business is called Hot Content, and we mainly work with YouTubers now, helping people accelerate their growth on YouTube. So it can be everything from helping them repurpose their YouTube show to helping them physically get that show published, helping them with all of the channel artwork, channel audits, YouTube coaching, that kind of thing. If you want to find out more, there's the website hotcontent.co.uk, or I have a YouTube channel. It's just my name, Natalie Haley, and there's weekly videos on there with everything that you would need to know, to start and to grow an existing YouTube channel as well. So that's probably the best place, or an Instagram, which is just Natalie Hot Content.
Thank you, Natalie. And Mark, obviously there's Captivate.fm is a good place to find out more about Captivate, but how can people stalk you in a nice way, and tell us what you're up to next?
Absolutely, yeah. Just more of the same with Captivate, putting out features that help people to grow their podcast. But we did just launch a free podcast launch accelerator course and crib sheet, which is completely free. So if anyone is thinking about getting into podcasting, you can just go ahead and go to podcastsuccessacademy.com. That's a completely free membership that you can use just to educate yourself on launching a podcast, and grab the crib sheet as well. But if you want to stalk, just go ahead and stalk me on Twitter. That's the place I'm most active. And it's at Mr. Asquith on Twitter.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And definitely do that. How's the music going? Are you You're obviously we know you're very musical with all of that. Are you enjoying getting stuck into that during the lockdown?
I am, yeah, and thank you for the tips and help. So for anyone watching, like Ian helped me with get back into the theory side of music. So yeah, Ian, I've been practicing the playing a little bit more. You can see the music stand behind me, which I've not used for about 10 years. So thank you for the help. Loving the theory, loving getting back to the playing. So thanks for everything on that one, and actually congratulations again on the 100 as well, dude.
Oh, thank you, Mark. That's awesome. Glad you're doing that. And finally, Sasha, tell us a bit more about you and well, we can stalk you in a nice way.
Okay, well, it's Think Outside the Bot. Literally, Google Think Outside the Bot and you will find me. The website's thinkoutsideTheBot.co.uk. I'm mainly on Facebook because that's where we host the bots on Messenger at the moment. But soon we're coming to Instagram and we're coming to WhatsApp. So all really exciting stuff. We'll be able to be doing your bots there. So yeah, that's where you find me. Think Outside the Bot.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Sasha. Thank you, Mark and Natalie. It's been great to have you on the first half hour of the show. I'm going to let you go and drink tea or whatever you're drinking and have a great rest of the day. I'll see you soon. Bye.
Well done.
Thanks, Ian.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting stuff. So we're at the next half hour. If you have just joined, this is the 100th episode of the Confident Live Marketing Show, which is very exciting. In this next half hour, I'm going to be announcing the third prize. We've got a $15,000 giveaway, which is amazing. So I'm going to be sharing that in this half hour. And also, to let you know, we've got free pizza. Stephen Healy won the first pizza. So there's 2 more pizzas to be won, which is very exciting. And I just want to show you, just play the video now before I bring in my next guest. We've got... who have we got? Yeah, we've got Rob Balasabas, we've got Janet Murray and Amy Woods here, and Kelly Barder as well. Awesome. So I'll bring them in just after this video. Here we go.
And now on IAG TV,
it's the Confident Live Marketing Podcast giveaway! Launch your live show in just 10 days with the Launch Your Live course. Get the special Black Edition Heil PR40 microphone worth $329. Or the Elgato Stream Deck worth $189. Get Restream Pro 12-month subscription worth $490. Agora Pulse Social Media Management, the large plan worth $1,908. Ecamm Live Pro 12 months worth $349. 12-month subscription to the membership of the Podcast Host Academy. Amy Woods Content and X book. 12-month subscription to Captivate FM. TubeBuddy subscription to the Legend plan worth $300. 12-month subscription to Wave Video Creator plan. Alitu 6-month subscription worth $200. Free podcast show, intro and outro from Music Radio Creative. Free Jeff C's pop-out video course. Get 12-month subscription to the Easel Plus plan. And a free book, Podcast Growth by Colin Gray. Well, there you go. Lots and lots of prizes. Do keep the comments coming. Let me know where in the world you are watching from and which of those prizes would you like to win. Well, let's bring in the wonderful Kelly Barder onto the show. Hi, Kelly. Hold on a minute. Let me just click the button. Hi, Kelly. Great to see you. How are you doing? Now, unfortunately, I don't think I can hear you at the moment, so let's
Do you mute me? How about now?
Go. There, we can hear you now. Great to see you, Kelly. How are you doing?
Good, and yourself?
I'm very well.
Congratulations for 100 episodes.
I know, it's amazing. Thank you so much, Kelly. I'm going to bring in the wonderful Amy Woods as well. Hi, Amy.
Hey, Ian. Happy birthday. Is it anniversary? I think it's
Yeah,
happy 100th episode.
we were having this conversation earlier. Is it anniversary or birthday? I think it's kind of a birthday.
Centenary, is it?
Yeah, centenary. There we go.
Yeah.
That'll do.
Hi, Amy.
Hey, Kelly. How are you doing?
Let's bring in Janet Murray is here as well. Hi,
Hello.
Janet.
Hello. I'm just
dealing with my friend, my lockdown friend.
Well,
I was
don't
here
worry about
behind the scenes. You might see me in the waiting room with my hairbrush. But
Oh, I did. I've kind of given up on my hair. This is as good as you're going to get it, I think. So, oh dear, making it worse. Anyway, I've got a hat for later. There we go. We've got hats. So we're going to go all out. So great to see. And we've got Rob Balasabas is here as well. Let's see if the tech is working. Hi, Rob. How you doing? Can we hear you? Oh, no, we can't hear you. Hold on.
it's got a smart setup though.
He's looking very good, but unfortunately we can't hear you. So maybe, yeah, there's some kind of mute button going on.
There you go. There you go.
There we go. There's always something, isn't there?
Rookie. I remember my first live stream. No, I'm kidding. Thanks for having me.
Oh, well, thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming on the show. This is great. Now, I've on today's show, just to let you know, I've invited people on the show. All of the people here have supported me in some way over the last 100 episodes, and some have also contributed prizes to the show. So, Rob, in particular, you've given some prizes for TubeBuddy, which is an awesome platform, and that's who you worked for. So, yeah, maybe let us know a little bit more about TubeBuddy, what it is, because we haven't really talked that much about YouTube as much on about YouTube on the show as I would like in the future. So maybe let us know a bit more about what it is and how we can find out more about it.
Yeah. Ian, congratulations. I mean, 100 episodes, that's incredible. It's testament to your, consistency and hard work. So congratulations, and thankful to be here. Honored to be here with Janet and Kelly and Amy. And so awesome. Follow all of you and learn from all of you. So TubeBuddy, really quickly, TubeBuddy is a YouTube software. It's a YouTube tool. We've got over 6 million channels that have installed and downloaded TubeBuddy. And just a really cool platform to help you with all things around YouTube and growing and managing your YouTube channel. So you can find us at tubebuddy.com.
Awesome. And can I say, I just love we've got Katie Simpson saying, Mr. TubeBuddy. That is your name now, by the way. It's no longer,
there it is.
It's no longer Rob. And I have to admit, let's just go back to full view of yours. I do love your boom arm there. It looks very, very nice. The way you've got the cable round.
Just trying to minimize things on screen. So thanks Ian. I appreciate that.
Yeah. No, this is an interesting thing. I'm kind of interested to know actually your everyone's point of view on this, because when we live stream, audio is really important, isn't it? But do you go for the microphone on shot or the microphone off shot? Obviously, you've got it on shot. Rob, what's your view on that?
I would prefer off shot, to be honest. I did get a boom arm that went overhead, but the microphones that I got, I used to have this Blue Yeti, and then this one now, the Rode, and they're too heavy. And so it's a small room. It's all physics, but the counterbalance was not heavy enough to keep it up without it getting sneaking into the shot anyway. So I had to resort to this one, the on desk one that you clamp on.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to bring in Janet now. So Janet, how are you doing? And you've been doing a lot on TikTok and Reels and all this kind of stuff. You're really going into that. So I'd love to know, just to share us a bit of your strategy on this, because surely, everyone says that TikTok and Reels are kind of surely they're for 13-year-olds, not, proper entrepreneurs. Let us know.
I thought you were going to share my age with everyone.
No. Couldn't possibly do that.
Well, I have to say I'm new on TikTok. So I'm just feeling my way around TikTok, but it's definitely not for young kids. What I love about both TikTok and Reels is that it's kind of short form, snackable video. So TikTok, you can do up to a minute. Reels, you can do 30. And for me, it just feels like a really creative way to create content. I'm not a big fan of I prefer live video generally because I think you can be more yourself and you can bring across more of your personality. But I find when I record videos like for YouTube or whatever, I tend to be like a bit more stilted and I just think you can have so much fun because obviously they're set to music and the music itself, and obviously, as you know, I love music. The music gives you so many ideas. So TikTok, I'm just feeling my way around with TikTok and trying to figure it out because it's a really new platform for me. And when you get on a new platform, you just have to try things out and see what works. Instagram Reels, I'm just having like loads of fun, loads of engagement. And for me, it just feels like a really creative way to create content. And, just there's so much inspiration out there, what other people are doing. Yeah, so it's just really, really good fun. It's like revived me. It's like, it's cheered me up in lockdown, being able to make these videos.
That's awesome. I mean, I think, we need to be having fun. I mean, business it's important to focus on our business and to grow our businesses and to make money. That's important stuff. But if it's not fun, there are easier jobs out there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. No, it's good fun. I think it's important that you enjoy it. Yeah, I'm Jan Murray UK. If you want to see me prancing around, but also I think it's worth saying as well. A lot of people say, I mean, I do dance on my videos. I have been known to dance on my coffee table and all sorts, and sing as well, and play the piano and all sorts. But you don't have to do that. There's loads of different creative ways of creating content without doing any of that. If you like getting on your coffee table, then you can do that. But there's loads of other really creative stuff that you can do.
Definitely, yeah. I don't think I'll be allowed to go to the coffee table, but I have been. I do a little do theme song for every single episode, and actually this morning I was editing your episode, so I had to kind of come up with a third Janet Murray song. So you got that to look forward to.
Oh, did you? Because you've done a rap for me, haven't you? And you did like a bark as well, didn't you? So I can't believe what could be left in your armory.
Oh, Kelly, it's time to talk to you. How are you doing, Kelly?
Doing well.
Great to see. So are you on the TikToks and the Instagram Reels, or are you what are you focusing on at the moment?
I think I need to go to Church and dance on the table then. No, I haven't gone to TikTok yet. I'm really focusing on recently serving clients, which is awesome because we have a great success in the Power One framework launch. And obviously Robert is here, and he totally get me into the YouTube game. So guess what I got today?
Oh, what's that?
Oh, look at that.
8 mini, right? So really focusing on now create a live show as well. So you see lighting all on and everything set up. So yeah, that's what I'm focusing on now. Well, I did not dance on table, but I did go to hike in the knee-high snow. So I don't know, does that count or not?
I think it does. And you've got to go with what is working in your life. And you live in a really beautiful part of the world in Switzerland. So I think it's worth showing off where you live. And I have to say, I love your background. It's looking beautiful, what you've got set up there. So congratulations on that. That's awesome.
Thank you.
So I'm going to come back to all of your live video tips or marketing tips in a minute. But Amy Woods has been being very patient in the background. And, we were going to meet up a couple of weeks ago because we live geographically very close to each other, but unfortunately there's the big lockdown in the UK, so we're going to have to wait a little bit longer before we can meet up properly. But how are things going for you? What are you working on at the moment? And let us know a bit more about what you do. Now, if you're watching or listening to this and you're a regular listener, you may have heard of of Amy's company. Tell us a bit more.
Hi. Ian and Boris ruined our meetup plans, didn't he? So we'll have to do that when we can. So for anyone who hasn't heard of Content 10x, we are a creative agency that specializes in content repurposing. So we work with businesses that create video content either for YouTube or live streams like Ian does, or podcasters as well. And we take that content and repurpose it. So we'll turn, video content into written content, audio content, graphics, visuals for social media, and publish across platforms and things like that too. So yeah, that's what we do. And in terms of what we've been busy on, I guess we've just been like really focusing on growing the agency actually. So forming some collaborations and alliances with other businesses. Just working with a lot of bigger businesses as well as small these days as well. So still continuing to support kind of smaller businesses like ours, like Content to Next. We're not a huge business, but we've also started working with some kind of, really big, like Fortune 500 companies as well. So like things are changing and it's all very busy, exciting. Yeah, it's good.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Thank you for that. So I'm gonna come back to you all and ask you what your top tips are. But I just want to bring in some. We've got some wonderful people watching. In fact, it's actually quite funny. Janet's been actually commenting here, and there is a bit of boom arm envy now. So Janet was saying, "I want to. What a lovely boom arm you have, Rob." And we're like, yeah, there we go. We can see you.
There you go.
I dare not move mine because the audio is going to go down or something. I can see. So I can see that. Andy Edgar, my brother-in-law, is here saying, "Well done, Ian. Thank you." Katie is saying, "Brave lady." I think that's about Janet dancing on the table. And Sasha is saying that. Loved the coffee table dance. I would agree with that. And Janet is also saying, "Let's get Kelly on TikTok."
Yes.
Well, you're gonna have to get me on TikTok. I've been avoiding TikTok like the plague. But,
Ian, I want you to do. Can you hear me, Ian? I want you to sing a sea shanty with me. Can you hear me? Have you muted me?
No, we can hear you.
You know this like whole sea shanty thing that's gone off.
Yeah,
like me and you, like, we need to do a sea shanty together. And
we need to.
And and TikTok, it's gone off on TikTok. Like we
I know,
totally
I did see. No.
Ian, you go first.
What's a sea shanty? What is this?
Like a sea shanty, the famous kind of sea shanty is, what should we do with a drunken sailor? What should we do with a drunken sailor? What should we do with a drunken sailor?
See, look, we're getting there already, aren't we?
There we go. Yeah. Katie Simpson loves sea shanties. So Katie's actually a classically trained singer like me. So maybe you can join us and we can get something going. I don't know why I'm agreeing to any of this.
You can do a duet and you can do 3 people and 4 people at a time. So yeah, we could. Yeah. Katie's got any friends? She can bring them in too as well.
Katie got some friends. I think Katie has got some friends.
Some singing friends, some music friends.
Friends. Yeah, I think she does. So awesome. So just before I bring talk to everyone about their tips, I just want to let you know this is not actually pizza time, but next half hour we do have pizza time. We'll be giving away another free pizza. So do stick on. That's enough of that. I can't cope with that. But yeah, next half hour we've got that, and also I'm going to be announcing our winner, our third prize, in the next 5 minutes. So stick on to this. Do share this out. That would be awesome. So I think it's time to ask Rob what your top either live video tip or marketing tip is for us.
Yeah. I think I was thinking about this, Ian. So I think the biggest one that I would share is just collaborate. You and Janet are brewing up a collaboration right now. So, for my channel, my YouTube channel, TubeBuddy's channel, a lot of channels that I see, a lot of creators and friends, collaboration is a big piece of, their growth with their audience. So don't be afraid to reach out to people in your industry or in your vertical, in your niche. And invite them to collaborate, to interview them, or to do a video together, or, it doesn't have to be a huge undertaking. It can just be organic, have a conversation on a live stream about a topic that would be interesting for both of you, but also, of course, for your audience. And it's a great way to have your guest or the person you're collaborating with that you probably have similar audiences with, to have a good reason, organic reason to share your content. So collaborate, just like we're doing right now.
Yeah, I love that. And I wonder whether some people feel a little bit nervous about reaching out.
I think so.
Sometimes, because there is this almost like this hierarchy, like, you know, celebrities and influencers and all this kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I hate that. You know,
I hate that.
You know, do reach out to people. I mean, I think build relationships, that helps. So get to know people and you know, that's one of the reasons why I love live video. You can build that community. But I love that. Yeah, really, really, really important thing. And I can see Mel Bridges here saying, great to see you, Mel. Hope you're doing well. Everything's a content opportunity. Carl's saying, making me hungry. But Katie Fawkes is here. She's coming in very shortly. So true. Collaboration is so important. Totally. Everyone's talking about this is all your fault, Janet. Everything about sea shanties. So you know, we're talking about some serious stuff here. So Janet, it's over to you, and it's not going to be sea shanties, is it? Please no.
Yeah, my tip is to sing sea shanties. So my biggest tip, I guess, is not to overthink it. And I think a lot of people avoid doing live video because, well, it's perfectionism, isn't it? And they imagine that, you know, it has to be all super perfect. But for me, doing live video helped me get a lot better at other types of video, because when you put yourself out there and it's okay to make mistakes, and you have to cope, don't you? When you're live, you just kind of have to. It's like TV or radio. So don't overthink it and just get out there and do it. And I think a lot of the time we think that people care more about us than in the nicest possible way than they actually do. I think we're a lot more self-conscious, and you know, just getting out there and just doing it and you know, trying things out is just really the way to get better. A lot of people will ask for, you know, quite specific tips on you know, on presentation and delivery, but actually experience is probably the best thing that you can do, and having things go wrong is good for you as well, because when you look back, you know, when something's happened on a live and you've got through it and you've carried on, you know, you're going to be a million times better the next time.
Yes, absolutely. That's one of the reasons why I love live video, is because I'm a perfectionist, or I would say I'm a recovering perfectionist. Would you? Don't know. I don't know if there are any other recovering perfectionists. Put it in the comments if you are a recovering perfectionist. But I think, yeah, live video really helps with that. So thank you, Janet. That's awesome. Katie Simpsons before says collaboration, great advice. And who's this now? Oh, Katie again. You're right. People are thinking about themselves more. And yeah, the most important person, I think, is your audience. Mm-hmm. You're actually the least important person. Sorry to say. Katie says she's a recovering perfectionist. Okay, Kelly, what is your top tip for us?
Well, I think kind of piggyback on what Janet say. Live video is a little bit a lot about, you know, people are say, okay, how do I not get nervous before I go on stage to speak, right? And I think when we start to think of those questions, basically we are all thinking about ourselves. And if we can shift the focus about, okay, what is really my mission? I'm doing this business. And I think, you know, I'm sure that at Ian Anderson tribe that all are all big-hearted, you know, we all want to help people. So if that's the case, then you think about if you are the one going to help people, that those people are waiting for you to deliver that content, that message. If you can shift the focus from what do I sound like, how do I look like, to flip to how can I help? And I think if you start to think of that way, even you make a mistake in a live show, or even you did not sound right, did not look right in your own thoughts, then that's all fine.
Really good advice. Thank you there. It's so important to think about those things. So thank you, Kelly. And Amy, what's your top tip?
Yeah, so I was thinking about this, and I was thinking about what this represents, 100 episodes, and how consistent you've been with the content. And I guess my tip is for live video, but also for most forms of content, whether it's pre-recorded videos, podcasts, whatever. It's to be consistent and to look at having an episodic format with your content where you turn up at similar, the same time, same place every week. So especially with live shows, but also if that video goes on YouTube or the podcast, really, because I think that if you have more episodic content as opposed to random acts of content where it's just kind of sporadic and random as and when you feel like it, as Janet said, you'll build the confidence in terms of the more you do it and the more you commit to it, the better you'll get. Your audience will get more familiar, they'll start to look forward to your content, there'll be more of cadence and a rhythm to it, and you'll more likely get more subscribers, more followers, if you have more episodic content as opposed to, as I said, kind of random here, random there. So yeah, my tip really is to, as you represent with 100 episodes, Ian, is to be consistent as you have been, and you'll get better, you'll grow an audience and so many more benefits from more of an episodic approach.
Thanks for that, Amy. That's so true. I have to say that was one of my big aims at the start, is to be consistent, because I really wasn't consistent before. I was struggling and I was giving up. And a big person who has helped me with that is, of course, Kelly. Now, Kelly, has been such a help. She was my coach for a while and really helped me with that. So I really thank you so much, Kelly, for all your help. And thank you for all of your support, Amy and Janet and Rob. It's been amazing. So thank you so much. So I'm going to come back to you in a minute, just to let us know where we can find out more about you and how we can stalk you in a nice way. But it is time. My goodness, have I got the drum roll? Where's the drum roll? Here we go. It is time for the third prize announcement. This is so exciting. Oh, that needed to be longer. Let's do it again. Come on. Oh, stop. There we go. It just wasn't long enough. What the suspension there? Right, here we go. Here is the third prize is going to this person. This is very exciting. Okay, who's it going to be? Let's have a look. So let's spin the wheel. A lot of prizes going here. So who is the winner going to be? Oh, it's Melissa Knoll. Well done. Congratulations. That is awesome. We need another cheer for you, Melissa. So well done. That is awesome. So we will notify you because of Sasha's fancy messenger bot that creator will get in touch with you. But congratulations. In fact, I completely forgot to mention what you are getting for that. So you'll get 3 months to Restream Pro. You'll get a 12-month subscription to Ecamm Live Pro. You'll get some Restream swag and some Ecamm Live swag. You'll get Agora Pulse a whole year to the large plan. You'll get Jeff C's special course on creating pop-out stuff, Confident Live warm-up formula, Launch Your Live, Wave Video Creator Plan, Captivate FM, a 3-month plan to that, and Tube Buddy Legend Plan for 3 months. Wow. Congratulations on that. That's awesome. So well done. Well done. So just as we finish, how can we find out more about you, Rob? Let us know what you're working on next.
Yeah, you can find me anywhere where TubeBuddy is. So at TubeBuddy pretty much on all the social handles, and you can look up my name. And probably the best way to connect with me is on Instagram or LinkedIn. And feel free to send me a message on DMs and ask me any questions. I'm always happy to help. And thank you, Ian. Well, thank you so much, Rob. It's been great to have you on the show. Now let's see if I can click the button. It wasn't allowing me to click the button, so thank you for that. And Janet, apart from singing sea shanties and dancing on tables, what are you working on, and how can we stalk you in a nice way?
Well, I'm teaching my Instagram course live at the moment. So if you're interested in growing on Instagram in particular, or growing your audience there, then come and find me on Instagram. But that's probably the best place to connect with me. It's at Jan Murray UK. I'll pop it in the chat in a second. For anything to do with audience building online, that's my thing.
Awesome. You definitely need to check out Janet's dancing on the table thing. And the pizza is going to be next half hour. So if you stick on, if you're looking for the pizza, Janet, then you need to.
I've got a coaching client. I'm going to have to go actually because I've got a coaching client. Is it rude if I disappear?
Just tell them that you can't make it because you've got to have free pizza. No, that's fine. You can go. That's good. Thank you, Janet.
See you all later. Bye, Kelly, Amy, Rob.
Bye.
Bye. See you later.
So, bye. So, Amy, it's over to you. What's how can people find out more about you? Obviously, there's content10x.com, but where do you tend to hang out?
Yeah, so I guess I tend to hang out on LinkedIn and Instagram and also Twitter as well. I'm everywhere. I'm at Content10x on those 3 platforms: LinkedIn, Twitter, and on Instagram as well. And yeah, content10x.com as well. You can find me there. All the links to everything over there.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Amy. And Kelly, you've got a wonderful website, kellybarder.com, which I love all the resources that you do, but you tell us more about what you're working on at the moment and how we can find out more about you.
Well, before I can dance on the table, then, well, please go to, I think I normally hang out in Instagram and LinkedIn and try to get into more in the Clubhouse, but not really active just yet. But generally speaking, podcast, Instagram, LinkedIn, that's where you can find me.
Awesome. It's great to have a focus. Yeah, I've kind of been playing with Clubhouse as well. That was episode 99. If you want to know a bit more about Clubhouse, then check out episode 99. That will be at iag.me/99. So yeah, it'd be great to hang out with you on that channel. But have you been on Clubhouse, Rob? Oh, I can't hear you now. I think you've muted yourself.
muted again. No, Clubhouse,
because you're being very kind of nice to me as for the editing of the podcast, so that we can have nice silence in the background.
That's right. No. Yeah, Clubhouse is very interesting. But yeah, I'm enjoying myself there. There's a lot of creators there, so it's a place that we definitely want to keep an eye on for sure as TubeBuddy.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Kelly. Thank you so much, Rob. It's been great to have you here, and I really appreciate you both. But it's time to go to the next half hour. So thank you so much.
Awesome.
We'll see you
Thanks,
all
Ian.
very soon.
Good seeing you,
Bye.
Kelly.
Bye.
Bye.
Awesome. So the next half hour is almost upon us. We've got some wonderful people coming. I can see we've got Katie and Tonya in the room. Hopefully we've got, who else have we got now? We should have... Oh, no. I think it might just be Tonya and Katie. Jeff C was going to be now, but I think he's going to be in the next half hour. It's going to be one of those shows. It's a bit more informal. We're going to have some fun. Tonya, by the way, I can't see your camera, so hopefully that's going to work, but let's just see. So, yeah, this half hour, what have we got going on this half hour? We have got lots of exciting stuff. So we've got some pizza. Pizza coming. Yeah, I think we do have pizza coming, which is great. And I'm excited to bring in both Katie and Tonya. But let's just have a look at some of the comments. Katie is saying, incredible. Janet Murray is just reminding us of her Instagram handle. If you want to see her dancing on the table, that's where you go. Katie says, Amy has some great content on LinkedIn. Totally agree with that. Carl says, no address for Rob. So tubebuddy.com is the best place to do that. But he also is on YouTube as well. Just check out him. And Caleb. Oh, thank you, Caleb. The awesome Caleb Dempsey is here saying you can find Rob at Rob_Balasabas on Twitter. Thank you for that. Awesome. Well, I think it's time to bring in Katie from Ecamm. Let's see if the tech is working. Let's switch that off. Hi, Katie.
Oh, hello. Congratulations, Ian.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I can't quite believe 100 episodes. It's a bit mad, isn't it?
It's nuts. Yeah. I remember episode 1, so I'm just so blown away by everything you've accomplished. It's been such a ride. Yeah. It's so fun.
Yeah. Well, thank you. Thank you so much for your support. As I said on the beginning of the show, I'm bringing on people who have been a massive support to me, friends, and also Katie, you have been been very generous in giving away some prizes for Ecamm as part of the giveaway today. So that's great. We're very excited there. Now I've got Tonya, my assistant, all the way from San Diego. I'm not sure whether the camera is going to work, but let's just see.
Come on, Tonya.
Oh, it's
no.
Can we hear? Hello, Tonya. Can we hear you?
Hi. Can you hear me?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Really? I see myself on camera.
That's really weird. Well, what you might want to do, Tonya, is just leave. Maybe try it in a different browser. Are you on Chrome or Safari?
I'm on Chrome, but you know what? Let me see if I switch off my webcam and switch to my...
Let's see if that works. Sometimes it just... I'm sure, Katie, you probably get quite a few of these kind of support inquiries, don't you?
Oh, yeah.
Does that help you all?
No, it isn't. I think if you leave, Tonya, and then come back, that might... hopefully, or try a different browser.
Yeah, sometimes I have my virtual camera turned on too, but it's like not actually on, so the camera isn't the right camera. I don't know if that'll help, but worth trying.
I'll be right back.
We'll see you shortly. Yeah, because we want you here. We want you here, Tonya. Yeah, Tonya is amazing, and I want to just for you all to meet Tonya. She's part of my team. She does an amazing job. Without her, this show wouldn't be happening. Well, it might happen, but not as well. Let's put it that way. So, Katie, how are you doing? Let us know a bit more about you. You've been on the show before, which is great. And yeah, you've had a bit of a busy year of it, haven't you? Tell us what you've been up to.
We've had just a fun year. So for anyone who hasn't met me yet, I'm Katie. I'm the director of marketing at Ecamm. We make a live streaming app that Ian uses, as well as a lot of other content creators, live streamers, and podcasters. It's just been a really exciting, awesome year in the middle of just a horrible global pandemic. We've seen people really rise to the occasion. They've moved their businesses online. They've, really taken to video and have gone from, I have no idea what I'm doing to just incredible live streaming studios and television quality broadcasts. It's just been unbelievable for me sitting here to watch. So yeah, shout out to all the content creators out there. You have made our year fantastic, and we've just been blown away by everything you've done.
Yeah, it's been a mad year. I mean, I think one thing I'm sure you would agree with this. One of the big problems I think with live video is that it's a bit scary, and I'm sure
scary.
You can share your experience with this. You know, joining a live video company. How many live shows had you done before you joined Ecamm?
Oh my gosh. I maybe never a live show. I was the person who in the marketing department was like, who can we hire to do live video for us? Because the thought of being in front of the camera myself was just terrifying. It took me a really long time. It took me, took me kind of forcing myself and putting myself out there, being willing to look like a bit of an idiot, being willing for things to go wrong, to get to a higher place of confidence. And like a lot of your guests earlier were saying, really it comes down to all of those, all of those pro tips. It's being consistent, it's putting yourself out there, it's knowing that things are going to go wrong and figuring out ways to rise to the occasion to deal with that with a smile on your face. But yeah, no, I was the person who was like, never going to do it. Think it's terrifying. We can find other ways to do marketing. So if you are that person, I have been right there with you. And I have a background in theater, so like I should have been braver, but I just wasn't. So
you may have told me you had a background in theater, but I've forgotten about that. It's interesting because my background is singing professionally on stage, but I still found it really scary to begin with. So it's just because it's different. But the pandemic, if you've been involved with lockdown, it's been that kick at the backside, I think, to actually get on and do it. And so that's a positive thing. And so, yeah, you've been very busy at Ecamm. I can see that Tonya is in the room. So she switched browsers. Let's see if this is going to work now. Tonya, hi.
We found you.
Now, can we hear you? Oh, we can hear you as well.
Can you hear me too? Oh, good. Okay. I'm so happy.
Yeah. It's awesome. Yeah, there was a very funny, I don't know if you have seen the British comedian Michael McIntyre, but there's a very funny sketch about he seems like a fortune teller last year, and he predicts all of this happening, and he says the first thing that you'll say to everyone you meet is, "Sorry, I cannot hear you. just click the button on the left-hand corner. And it's so true.
You're on mute. You're on mute.
So Katie might get this. I don't know if you will, Ian, because Katie and I are over here in the States, but we have a wireless company, Verizon Wireless, and their commercial has always been, or used to be, can you hear me? Can you hear me now? And it's almost prophetic to the day and age that we live in now. So it's that's what that reminds me of. By the way, he switched to another wireless carrier, so now somebody stole their tagline, and
I know their brand ambassador just pieced out on them. He was like,
totally
nope,
did.
jumping
After
ship.
years. Yeah, that's kind of funny.
Hilarious.
So Katie, it's so good to be on with you. Katie and I share a passion and affinity for chickens.
We do. I keep getting, it's hilarious because I feel like it became one of those, it was those like side hobbies that I've just been quietly obsessed about for a while, unless you're following my personal Instagram. But now more and more people are asking me when I'm doing these live interviews, and I'm like, maybe I should just like carry one of my tiny chickens upstairs and just be like gently petting it in the background.
Absolutely. You know what? So absolutely. And I think the first time I ever went live, it was to show my turkey stalker, who actually, he has his own Instagram page. It's not very active, but people ask me about him. Like for years, I would show up at a conference and people, how's Turkey Stalker? So I'm telling you, there's something there.
Well, I'm gonna have to check. I'm gonna have to rename this show to the Confident Live Chicken Show, I think.
Yeah,
absolutely.
We'll do a special episode.
Yeah, a special chicken episode, because my parents, since the pandemic started, my mom's always wanted chickens, so she has, how many is it, 5 or 6? How many have you got, Katie?
I have 11, but shh, don't tell the town of Amesbury, because I'm only allowed 10. So we're slightly breaking the rules.
It's not as if this is live or anything, so don't worry.
I know, it's all good.
Right?
It's all good.
So Tonya, how many have you got?
I have 31 chickens, 1 turkey, and I have 2 hens sitting on 34 eggs right now. So I will have 30-ish baby chicks.
Oh my goodness.
In about another week and a half, 2 weeks. But
Tonya, I wish you lived closer.
I know. And I don't ship baby chicks, but I'm selling some of them. I'm not keeping them all. At my height, I had over 80 chickens. And that was a little insane. And my counter was so full of eggs, I just didn't know what to do. So I sold a bunch of them, and I've tried to keep it a little more reasonable. So I think 30 is fairly reasonable.
I love the way you used a little, only a little bit too much, but
just a little,
just a tad, as we see. So, just looking at the people watching live, wonderful Carl Sullivan is here saying, hey, hi, Katie. I've got my good friend Ian Mason saying hello, young Ian. That's very, very kind of you to say I'm looking young.
All the Ians.
Yeah, and what else have we got there? Yeah, Carl saying all the fun of live. Yeah, we got it working in the end. So, Tonya, did you switch browsers?
Yeah,
I did. I had, I was on Chrome, because I always use Chrome, and I had to switch over to Safari to get it to work. Right. And now I have the big yellow, thing at the top that says Safari browser support is limited. It's kind of funny. Switch to Chrome.
No.
This is hilarious.
Of course. Hey, it's okay.
Now, Carl's being very rude here. Says, can the winner of the pizza get chicken on it? Tonya is not looking very happy there. But he redeems himself and says, my wife wants to get some chickens, which hopefully you won't put on the pizza. But yes, pizza's going to be...
Once you get started, though.
Yeah, I know. So, so I'm just checking when we've got... So, we've got pizza coming in this half hour, which is very exciting. So, Katie, I want people to... I'm asking guests on the show to share their top live video tip. It doesn't have to be live video. It could be marketing. But just share with us a little bit more about what you think on that.
Yeah, I had all these great ideas, and all of your guests check, covered them all. So I'll be a little bit less original and a little bit bigger picture. Right now, I think the biggest tip is just to have a plan. So before you start, before you push those buttons and jump in, really think through what is the content that you want to bring? What is the value that you want to give your audience? Who is your audience? What kind of content is going to be best suited by what you want to share? So, I'm I'm a big fan of literally an old-fashioned notebook and a pen and sketching it out. And then, software like Ecamm or many of the others that are out there make it really easy for you then to put that plan into, into scenes, into your run of show, into your, if you're a teacher, maybe it's just your class plan. You can lay that out digitally, and then it makes it so much easier for you to build out those episodes, for you to build out that schedule, and then be able to keep consistent. So, really start by thinking from, content first, pull that content then into the technology, into how you're going to get it out there. And really give yourself the ability to keep focused and flow through it by really thinking through, what is the value that you're going to give your audience.
Yeah, I love that. I think sometimes it's we can get focused on the little tiny things and the tech, but actually we forget about the big picture stuff. And I think it's I wish I knew where this research was, but I believe there is some research in the by actually writing things down with a pen and paper, it somehow goes into your brain a bit more. There's something about that. So I've actually got physical notebooks. I've invested in erasable pens, and that's one thing I'm going to be working on, because as a bit of a geek and a techie, I tend to go on the tech first, which isn't quite so good. I think focus on writing it down first and then get it over onto tech. Would you say that's a good idea?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you're like Ian and I and are dreadful overthinkers and trying our best not to get bogged down by perfectionism, I often will get distracted with even like the project management tech tools, right? So I'm like, I'm going to get more organized and I'm going to get into it, and it takes you can lose a lot of time, getting into these different tools that are supposed to be making it easier. So whether you're trying to get organized with a project management tool, or you're trying to think through how you're going to get content out there through video or podcast, or however you're sharing it, really, I can't encourage you enough to just start with marking out your workflows, marking out your run of show. Physically writing it down makes a really, really big difference, and it will save you time, because you won't get distracted by all those notifications hitting you, and whether or not you need to reflow or restructure the content in whatever tech tool you're using to try to help you save time. So starting with paper and pen goes a long way.
Yeah, definitely. And it's great that you say that, because Tonya is so amazing at the whole process side of things. So we can, Tonya, we can talk about that in a minute. I just want to say we've got the fabulous Scott Ayres is watching from the beautiful state of Texas, saying 100, congrats. I totally need to count my live shows now. I think you've probably done rather a lot, Scott. Yeah, I mean, one of the reasons I counted mine was because for the podcast particularly, but I also wanted to prove to myself that what could be consistent about this. Dennis Barnes is here. Great to see you, Dennis.
Hey, Dennis.
You're doing really well. So if you are watching live, do share this out, do comment, get involved, because we have got some exciting prizes coming up next. And Katie, in a minute, I'm going to ask you to tell us a little bit more about Ecamm and also what the prizes are, because there is some Ecamm swag going as well.
There sure is.
And I have to say, the Ecamm swag is so amazing. So amazing that when I came back from Social Media Marketing World with an Ecamm mug, my wife wanted another one. She said no. She kept on stealing mine. And so Katie very kindly sent another one out to us.
Of course. I still have the mugs in our house, so I feel like
they are awesome. So Tonya is amazing. Now, I'm trying to remember, Tonya, this is actually the first time you've been on the show, which is ridiculous. We'll have to have a whole episode with you on. But so I can't remember. Can you remember which year we met? It was at Social Media Marketing World. I do remember we spoke, and then we met at a Social Media Marketing World, and I was complaining how busy I was and all this kind of stuff. And then you made a comment and you said, well, I could help you with that.
I think it might have actually been a little more cheeky than that, Ian. I think I think it was something more along the lines of, that's because you haven't asked me to help you yet.
Yeah, I think it might have been like
well
that.
done.
Yeah. So I was introduced to you through a mutual friend, Joanne Watt, and you had put something up about needing help, and that's what I do. Is I'm, I don't prefer the term virtual assistant, but that essentially is what I do. And so what year was that? It had to be, I want to say it was 2016 or 2017. It was my second or third time at Social Media Marketing World. And I walk in and you were like, and I was with somebody and there you were. And I'm just like, hey, I know him.
Yeah, definitely. And but so I as I said before, and Katie can empathize with this, recovering perfectionist, wasn't very good at delegating stuff, but you've held my hand and helped me through that process. And now we've got this whole process now, haven't we, with all the shows and podcasts. And so maybe you could tell us a little bit, without going into like mega detail, but like tell me what it is that you do and how we've developed that over time.
Well, I mean, in my mind, I just do whatever you ask me to, you know, but we have a process, and essentially, you know, I help you with the live show and the podcast from the very beginning until it's completed. We use several different tools. We use Asana, which is my favorite, and I really pushed you into that one. And then
you did.
I did. I pushed you into Asana, but it works. And so we use that, and we've got our step-by-step process, and we always know where we're at with every live show, with every podcast. And, you know, we use so many different tools, and it's, if you were to see all the work that it takes behind the scenes, and, you know, for a long time, it was just Ian and myself, and maybe, you know, some of the, some other people that helped, like, you know, using Content 10X and Restream and Ecamm. But from a perspective of him going out and hiring like individuals in to help, for the longest time, it was me and him. And now the team has grown, and he's got Sasha and he's got Natalie. And it's been just such a super exciting process to sit and watch Ian's team just grow and to be a part of that. So, you know, I'm trying not to be too detailed.
Well, it is your job to be detailed, kind of.
I am so detailed. Sorry.
Yeah. No, but that's cool. That's cool. And I think what I would always say is, if you're starting a live show, always start it simply. You know, what is it that you actually need, and then build it over time. And I think that's, Tonya, well, that's what we've done. You know,
it is.
I think it was probably more complicated than it should have been at the start, but we started off and then built it up over time. And yeah, I've been able to grow my team and do it all that way. So yeah, thank you, Tonya. It's been awesome. And you're dealing with the winners today. So and the pizza. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. So yeah, speaking of pizza, so I will get back to you, Katie, to ask you what your tip is, and for you to tell us a little bit more about Ecamm Live. But I think it is time for pizza. So what I would love you to do, if you're watching live, do share this out, do comment, because it is time for pizza. So let me just put this on. In fact, let's just do this and put the pizza music on. So the question is, what kind of, I can see Katie dancing and Tonya, which topping would you go for if you wanted a free pizza? Put it in the comments. In fact, what I would love you to do is just put pizza, all capital letters, in the comments so that we can pick a winner. So we'll give you in fact, I've had enough of that now. That's enough of that music. Yeah, put pizza in the comments and we can give away free pizza to you. So what topping would you go for, Tonya?
Oh, I am a ham and pineapple.
Oh,
I am.
Nice.
I'm team pineapple all the way. So yep.
So yeah, it is a controversial topic.
It is.
Put pizza in the comments, guys. Put pizza in the comments. I can see a few people doing that. And how about you, Katie?
I'm the same, actually. I'm team Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, we've got a lot of people going for the pineapple.
Is that more of an American thing, Ian? I mean, or is that a British thing too?
Yeah, well, like us Brits, we like to kind of go both ways, European and I'm more of an Italian kind of person, so I would probably not do that, but I'm I'm okay. I'm okay. Well, I think we've only got 2 people who've commented. So I'm going to. Well, let's just say, Tonya, you need to pick 1 or 2. I'm not going to tell you who they are, but pick a number between 1 and 2.
Pick a number between 1 and 2.
No pressure.
I know, right? Sorry to the number I don't pick. I picked 2.
Woo,
So
2!
it is Carl Sullivan has won. Carl Sullivan has won
Carl.
pizza.
Oh, yay! He's the one that said pizza, not chicken. So.
Congratulations, Carl. I'm sorry, Max. There is one more try in the next. So that's awesome. If you want to redeem, you need to email Tonya at tonya@iag.me. We haven't quite figured out how we're going to do this, but we've got depending on where you are in the world, we've either got Deliveroo in the UK or what do you use in the US for this kind of thing?
You can use delivery, Uber Eats, or you can call your favorite pizza place directly. So
awesome. Right, well, Katie, tell us a bit more about Ecamm. Ecamm is I use for the majority of my shows. I just love it so much. It is Mac only software, so sorry PC users, but it is if you're a Mac user. Yeah, it's not that you hate PC users, but tell us a bit more about Ecamm and also about the prizes that you're offering.
Yeah, absolutely. So Ecamm is a Mac-only software. It's a full video production studio, really. You can use it to go live out to any of your favorite social platforms, or you can use a stream key and go out to virtually anywhere, or you can use our record-only function and you can create videos. So, if you're looking to do shorter promo videos or you're doing a training, you can really use Ecamm for every point of video creation. We're a software that you download right onto your Mac. So it means that we also give you a high video recording of everything that you create. So you can use it to repurpose. You can pull the audio out of it. If you're sending it to a podcast, we now have ISO track recording. So you can separate out that audio if you're like Ian and you're using it for a podcast as well. Yeah, it's a really feature-rich tool. It's meant to be really, really easy enough for anyone to jump on and get started, but complex enough that anyone that really wants like a full level of customization and you're really building out that television broadcast quality programming, we're there with you throughout the entire process. And we have just a really amazing membership base. So we have a really active Facebook group that has a ton of content creators and live streamers in it who are sharing tips and tutorials and asking questions and sharing their wins and getting excited. So if you're interested at all, or you're not quite sure about this thing, I'd encourage you to search Ecamm Live Community in Facebook, in the Facebook group section. Jump on over and see what other people are doing. Whether you're a karate instructor or a magician or a marketer or a podcaster, a teacher, anyone in between, you can use video to improve your business, and Ecamm can help.
Awesome. I love this message from Carl. He says, Ecamm is so easy, even I can use it to look good.
Come on, Carl. Come on. You're better than that.
Yeah, there we go.
I've been saying that we only have 2 levels at Ecamm. We have just getting started with Ecamm, and then we have pros. There's no one in between because they immediately become addicted and move up to helping other people and are pushing all the buttons and doing all the things. So it is amazing. There's just no one there in the middle. I promise you, they got addicted.
Absolutely. And yeah, Max is asking a question. Sure. I know the answer to this, but I'll let you answer it, which is Ecamm compatible with a Stream Deck?
It sure is. And for anyone that doesn't know what a Stream Deck is, I don't have one in front of me, but it is maybe Ian does. It's a physical video switcher. So actually you can use it to push buttons and control just about anything on your computer. But yeah, we do have a full integration with Stream Deck. So you can add in all kinds of fun Ecamm Live buttons to do things like trigger sound effects, change different camera angles. You can use it to change your scenes. So you can really control the whole show with literally the push of a button, which makes it a lot easier to be able to focus on the camera instead of having to look down at your screen. So you can certainly push with a click of a mouse. You can use our hotkeys, or you can connect in a Stream Deck, which just makes it a little bit more fun.
Definitely. So we've got in the prizes, each winner.
Oh, sorry, you didn't cover prizes.
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, so obviously there's Ecamm Pro subscription. And there's
Sure
some
is.
swag. Maybe tell us a bit about the swag.
Yeah, sure. I should be, I have mugs here. Let me show. Forgive my noise for a second. So we have our prized Ecamm, this way, tilting it this way. Ooh, mugs. We also have a full merch site. So if you go to merch.ecamm2ms.com, you can see all of our swag. We're happy for you to pick whatever you like best. So we have lots of fun t-shirts and hoodies and laptop sleeves. We have toques if you're Canadian, beanies if you're American to keep you warm in those colder nights. Just about anything you can think of. So so you can choose from our exclusive fun Ecamm mugs that you see popping up all over the place, or anything that that you like if you've already got one of those.
Awesome. Thank you, Katie. And obviously you can, if you want to find out more about Ecamm, you can go to, well, I've got an affiliate link, which I think is probably the best one.
Yeah, use Ian's link.
iag.me/Ecamm Live is where you need to go. iag.me/Ecamm Live. But yeah, do follow Katie and the community. I think the Ecamm community is just one of the best places ever. It is so, it's the people in there are amazing. But Katie, you've done an amazing job, and I think you can be really proud of all the work that you've done at Ecamm. So thank you, Katie. And yeah, I've been doing a show for Ecamm with the Podcaster Hour, which has been so much fun, weekly show. So thank you for that. And Tonya, how can people find out more about you? I mean, obviously, you're the kind of the brains behind the Confident Live Marketing Show.
Well, funny enough, I'm not, I use social personally. I've never marketed my own business. I've grown completely organically, which has been nice, but I am on Facebook and Tonya Miller. I'm on Instagram, Tonya M. Miller. I am on LinkedIn. And I look at YouTube. I don't have my own channel. And funny enough, though, I have a husband with a channel. I've got a daughter with a channel, and I sit back and I'm the one that watches everybody go live and do all of that. So, so that's where you can find me. Obviously, Ian, you and I are friends on Facebook, so you can always find me through Ian as well. So, but I do have a website, theversatilevirtual.com. It's I only work with a few clients at a time. And so I don't, I like I said, I don't really market my business.
Well, it's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your support.
Yeah.
Well, I can't believe, but this half hour is gone by so quickly. So thank you, Katie. And thank you, Tonya. It's been great to see you. I'll see you all very soon. Toodaloo.
Thanks. Congratulations, Ian.
Thank you.
Yay.
Bye, everyone.
Bye. Bye.
It's been exciting.
Awesome. Well, it's time for the next half hour. So I can see some fabulous people watching in the room. Mike Alton has been very patiently watching, and he's giving me a funny facial expression. And I can see that's Mike Alton. We've got another Mike. We've got Mike Russell, and we've got the fabulous Jeff C here. So I'm going to bring them in. Here we go. We've got, hold on, let me just undo that. Got Mike Alton. How are you doing, Mike?
Fantastic, man. How are you?
I'm doing really well. It seems like an age since we've spoken, but I think we've probably been quite busy with things.
Yeah, it takes a little bit to put 100 episodes of anything together. So everybody, give Ian a big round of applause for hitting 100. That's phenomenal, man. Really.
Thanks, Mike. And I kind of feel bad because last time you were on the show, we had a few technical problems, which is totally my fault. That was in the days when Ecamm relied just on Skype. But yes, thankfully we don't have to do that anymore. So thank you, Mike, for
and shout out to Ecamm. I'm using Ecamm right now. I love their virtual cam. I use it every single day for all of my meetings, any live shows that I'm appearing on or running on. I love Ecamm. It's fabulous. And I have a Stream Deck, although I don't have to use it all the time.
No, exactly. So I'm using Restream for the show, but I've got Ecamm in the background, which is great. Right, we've got Mike Russell. So this is the second time this week I've spoken to Mike. How are you doing, Mike?
Hello again, Ian, and congratulations on 100. There are too many mics here, aren't there? There's mics everywhere, including mics in front of our faces.
I know. It's confusing. It's confusing. Awesome to see you, Mike. Yeah, so you were on the Podcaster Hour on Monday on the Ecamm channel, and we had a fun time there. That was awesome. And I can see the fabulous Jeff C is here as well. Let's bring in Jeff.
I don't know how I got.
Jeff
I just clicked on a link, and I don't know how I got in here. Actually,
you randomly stumbled across this.
Yeah.
So you've joined the 100th show. Congratulations on clicking.
That's amazing. It's amazing that you did this for that long. I mean, I'm not really sure why, but it's great. It's really nice that you've done that. So
We still let you do this? What?
Yeah,
How'd that happen?
I know.
That's
It's
really
at this
cool.
point- it's this point when I chuck Jeff off the show.
That's right.
But, yeah. Well, yeah. Helen, my wife, is going to be on the show a little bit later. She's ordered the balloons behind me. We've got party
I saw
hats.
that.
We've got cake, which I won't be eating because I'm off sugar. But anyway, it's all good stuff. It's all good stuff. Yeah, Jeff's giving me that funny look. So this
She ordered you
half hour-
cake knowing that you're off sugar.
Yeah,
I know.
You need to communicate a little bit better with your wife.
It's fine. Well,
just
the
saying.
kids are gonna love it. The kids are gonna
Okay.
love it. So it's all good. So I can see Carl Sullivan is here, saying hello to a bearded brother. We've got three. I'm feeling a little bit kind of self-conscious here.
A little bit naked. A little bit naked.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
Carl is the owner of a rather splendid beard. Odie is here, the fabulous husband of Tonya, saying congratulations. Thank you for that. Tonya saying lol, Jeff. Yeah, thanks for that, Jeff.
That stands for laugh
also-
out loud, Ian, by the way. Just want to let you know. You said lol, and I just wanted to make sure you knew that because you are from the UK. Mike might be able to know, but I just make sure.
Thank you for this.
Mhm.
So, if you are watching live, do share this out. We've got some amazing prizes. I'm going to be announcing in this half-hour segment. We had pizza in the last one, but we've got a second prize announcement, which is going to be awesome. And you've very kindly donated a prize, Jeff. In fact, all three of you have. But tell us about your special prize, which is this pop-out video course.
Oh yeah, I just can't remember what you conned me into, like making you give. You have to give something to come on the show. It's the pop-out video course where I did this a special effect with some green screen and some stuff to kind of pop out in some ads in your feed. It's a pretty cool little effect. So yeah, I'm excited to give that away.
It is awesome. So thank you for that. And yes, Mike. So you've been rather busy with Agora Pulse. Tell us a little bit more about what your role is at Agora Pulse. I mean, I've mentioned Agora Pulse a lot. Agora Pulse is sponsoring the show as well, and it is my favorite social media management tool. What's your role at Agora Pulse, and what have you been working on recently?
Well, I have this funny title called Brand Evangelist, and I'm actually thinking about changing a little bit because people don't know what that means, and I have to explain it. So I work with our ambassadors, I work with our affiliates, and I work with our brand partners. So I'm really in charge of the relationships that we have with other entities, other businesses, and influencers, and so on, which is a really fun job. I used to be able to go to Paris 2-3 times a year, so I'm kind of hoping things kind of settle down. I get to go back to Paris again, and I get to work with people like you guys and come up with fun marketing projects and events and summits and all kinds of great things.
It's the only reason you actually wanted the job was to go to Paris. So yeah, it's
And not a single person is going to knock me for that. No one.
no, certainly not. It's a bit further away for you to go, but that's part of the fun. And you've been very generously given away 3 Agora Pulse large plans, although the name has changed now. So we've got some exciting news, which I actually haven't announced on this show yet. This is the first time it's just come out, but you've got some exciting news when it comes to Agora Pulse plans, haven't you?
Right. So like Jeff, I had to pay to be here, and that payment is in the form of a free year of Agora Pulse. And yeah, we've changed the names of the plans. We've changed some pricing a little bit. The basic plans are the same price. They're just now pro and premium instead of medium and large. One of the things we did a couple of years ago, we used to have a small plan and we stopped offering that, but we kept the medium, large, and extra large names. So it really didn't make sense for a long time. The first plan you could buy is a medium, and we were like, where's the small? So we changed those, and now we have a full-on enterprise with enterprise services and teams. And so that's where right now some of the major pricing changes have occurred. You can't just buy an enterprise plan. You kind of need to talk to us so we can help you figure out what you need. But yeah, Pro and Premium are the new, what we would call self-service plans.
Definitely. And there is another plan as well, isn't there? There's a free plan.
There is a free plan that is the big kind of hush hush, yet I'm allowed to tell you
anymore. Not anymore. Oops.
It's just us here, right? So
yeah,
since
we're not getting live.
I'm allowed to tell you then that, yeah, we now have a free plan. Now, what you do is you start off for a trial. And then at the end of the trial, instead of subscribing to one of the paid plans, you can stay using Agorapulse in the free plan. And it's one user, 3 social profiles, and a lot of the basic functions that a solopreneur or a small business would need, being able to schedule content out, monitor the comments and that sort of thing that are coming in. So it's very handy for most solopreneurs and small businesses.
Awesome. Well, I'll be careful next time to check with you first. Mike Alton. I have to. It's not Mike Alton. Mike Russell. Welcome to the show. It's great to have you here. And you're an Agorapulse user, aren't you?
Absolutely, and loving it. Yeah. Yes, I do all my YouTube via Agorapulse. It's excellent. It's probably better at managing YouTube comments than YouTube itself.
Yeah,
no doubt.
Definitely. It's awesome. And you've very kindly given away a podcast intro and outro thing. So this is part of your company, Music Radio Creative. I'm very excited. So when the episode of this comes out for the podcast, I'm going to be having a new intro and outro, which your company is in the middle of making. I'm very excited to be hearing to hear that when it's coming out. But tell us a little bit more about what you do at Music Radio Creative.
Yeah, well, thanks for asking, Ian, and for having me on. So at Music Radio Creative, we make audio. So anything audio. It could be audio for a theme park, getting on a scary ride and hearing a voiceover, to going into a transit system and hearing announcements, to working with podcasters, DJs, even so many people during the lockdowns have been setting up their own online radio stations as well and needing jingles for that. So essentially, we make audio with our talent from around the world. We have voice artists, we have musicians, we have singers, we have producers, and if it's audio, pretty much we can do it, or we can help you or point you in the right direction.
Awesome. And I have to say, your studio is amazing. I love the lights in the background.
You mean this one?
Give us a little tour of your studio. So if you're listening to the podcast, you can't see this, but just go to the video and see how awesome Mike's studio is. With how many Stream Decks have you got? That's the question.
Well, not as impressive as your XL that you were showing earlier on, but I have 2 built into my my rack unit in front of me here. So 2, but I only ever end up using 1. I should really do something with the other one.
Well, there we go. And Jeff, let us know what your top tip is for today, for live streaming tips or marketing. What would you say? What would you want to share with people?
Oh, so we're supposed to have tips too. We give away free things and provide free content for you. So that's great. So what I would say is, one of the things I see with live video people when they first come on, and you and I have been doing this for a long time, is a lot of people do interview shows where they interview somebody when they expert and they bring them on. A lot of times I see people not listening to what they ask questions, and it's just really, you can tell it's just for them to come back to themselves and either promote their product or bring the spotlight back to themselves. And you can spot those people a mile away. They kind of feel like used car salesmen to me. But I think really listening when you are doing a live show like you're doing. I mean, you've done this, you're listening to what we're talking about, and then you're doing follow-up questions, and then make the show about your guest and not about yourself. And I think eventually that'll make you a thought leader, and people really enjoy those type of shows.
Sorry, did you say something, Jeff?
I was unmuted the entire time. Yeah, figures.
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll just steal that later and make a blog post and sell affiliate links. But it's okay.
Well, yeah. This is when you regret to have a guest on your show. Thank you for that, Jeff. Awesome. Yeah. If you've got any questions for me or for any of the guests on the show, do put it in the comments. And remember, we got free pizza coming again, and we've got some amazing prizes. It's very exciting. So, let's go to Mike Alton. Mike, what's your top live video tip for us today?
Well, the first tip is don't schedule multiple people on the same interview show that had the same first name. It makes it really hard as a host and a moderator to figure out who we're talking to. And that's just a bonus. I'm just going to give that to you one.
Yeah, thanks for that. But you did pick this time, and you saw quite clearly there was another mic.
No, I was the second person.
Oh, so it's Mike Russell. It's Mike's fault. Yeah.
It was not him. It was me.
No, but you know, another fun tip is to do exactly what I'm doing right here today, which is to be a guest on other people's shows. That's how you're going to get more familiar with not only how to do live streaming if you're kind of new to it, but you're going to get to know other people who are more comfortable, perhaps live streaming, and might make good guests for you if you have a show. And of course, you're reaching new audiences when you do things like this. So if you've never been a guest, if you've never hosted your own show, start watching shows. Start watching shows like Ian's here and make yourself known to Ian through the comments, right? Like we're watching Carl and Tanya and other kinds of people, other people leave comments and leave questions and engage. As a show host, when you leave a comment on my show, I remember that. I pay attention to that. And it's great to see as a host. And if I keep seeing your name pop up over and over again, and you're leaving smart comments and asking really insightful questions, I might reach out to you to invite you to be on the show. That's how I got started way back in the Google Plus days, right? I was showing up to Mia Voss's show and other people like that. And I kind of accidentally made myself, I made them aware of me and what I knew about. And they started asking me to be on their shows and kind of did the circuit. And it really helped me raise my awareness of how to do video, how to be a good presenter, whether I'm the guest or the host, and how to actually have a show. So I think that's a great place to start.
I love that comment. And I think that this is big reason why I love live video. It's the community aspects of it, isn't it? And, I've seen people do live video and not talk with the people in the comments. And I just think they're missing out big time. I know this is something that, Jeff, you think you've talked about a lot. The most important person on the show is not you. It's not so much your guest. It's actually your live viewers. It's the commenters. And so actually let's bring in some of those comments now, because this is I put this up before, which is from Dennis, which is saying, can Ian grow a beard? The answer to that, well, I'll let my wife Helen answer that later, because I know the answer to that will be no. And also from Carl Sullivan is saying, very cool studio, and he'll take the other Stream Deck. So that Mike Russell, if you don't need that, Carl will take that. And a very, very important question for Jeff, which is not anything to do with live video, which is, what kind of conditioner does Jeff use on his magnificent beard?
So I use what's called Grave Before Shave, and that's really great stuff. But for the mustache, just use earwax. Once you get past the smell, works great. Works perfect.
Oh dear, the listener numbers the viewer numbers are going to be tumbling now. Christian is watching. Christian Russell is here. Great to see you, Christian. Hope you're doing well. Where does Mike Russell get his LED lights from?
Oh. That's a great question. So I got them from LifeX. These are LifeX Z, as we'd say here in the UK, or LifeX Z, I think sounds a little bit better. And I just wrap them around. These are sound-treated tiles behind me. Just wrap them around, and then you can control them. They're fully addressable. So you can paint on different colors and then put in an animation, and it'll go round and round. We've got a few of them in the studio, and they work really well. I've got one behind me, another one which is underneath my desk here going along, and they work really well. And actually, when we looked into getting the sound treatment tiles in our recording studio, they did sound treatment tiles with LED lights in, but they were prohibitively expensive. So it just worked out well to get those LifeX lights, and they're really good. Philips Hue also do good LED lights, but unfortunately they're not addressable like these are, so you can't get like the rainbow effect. It's only one color at a time, which is a bit boo. So yeah, I like LifeX.
That's just not good enough, is it? Philips Hue, if you're watching, which you're probably not, but
and I know you've just got into Philips Hue recently, so
I know. Well, I've got Philips Hue behind me, but So can you control those from your Stream Deck?
I suppose I could if I set it up. I haven't tried to do it. But one thing I find really good for controlling them all is Google. So I have Google Assistant and Google Home. So I can just say, hey G, turn the lights red, turn the lights green, activate rainbow, activate party, and all my presets, and they'll come up in the studio. Because I also have, you can't see it, I haven't got a camera pointed at it, but over there I've got Nanoleaf as well, the Nanoleaf triangles. So you can do animations with those. And what's really cool with Nanoleaf is you can get a little add-on which has a microphone in it, and the lights actually animate to the music you're playing. So it's really cool.
That is awesome. Wow. Wonderful stuff. Love that. Yeah, so Carl is saying here, yes, watching other shows really helps with my own development. I think that's been the case for all of us, really. I think, getting the time to do that is sometimes tricky, but I think if you can spend some time every week tuning in and commenting, getting involved, because a lot of live streamers, I think you'd all agree with this, we have live shows where not, the majority of people aren't commenting. It's only a few, and we love it when people comment. Any thoughts on that, Mike Alton?
Well, I like it when hosts of shows ask questions that are engaging and are opportunities for the audience to respond in a meaningful way. And I stress that because I'm not a big fan of always asking people silly, quick answers just to generate comments. We call it comment bait or engagement bait. I don't like that. It's not meaningful to me. So I like some of the things that you've been doing here, and I like that you are specifically picking out comments and putting them on screen, because that does a couple things. It, first of all, creates that one-to-one relationship with that individual person. We all know Carl's name now because Carl's been on screen, right? And he feels like he's creating a connection between him and you. Even though you guys aren't in the same room, he can see your face, he can see your eyes, and then he can hear you say his name. That kicks off all these brain chemicals that makes Carl happy. And if we have a happy viewer, he's going to come back, right, for more than one comment or more than one show. The other thing that happens is it encourages everybody else, right? There are dozens of people who are watching the show right now who haven't yet commented. Maybe it's because they just haven't had anything interesting that they feel like they want to say, or maybe it's because they've never commented on a show before and they're not quite ready to take that step. But when they see Carl and others dropping comments and having some fun and getting some engagement and some return from the host, that encourages them to take that step, that next step, and get involved.
Yeah, totally agree. And I'd love to know, if you are watching, what is this? This is maybe a weird question, but what in the past has stopped you from commenting? What, if you are commenting now, what made you comment? Because I think, as live video producers, we are interested in that. We want to create those communities. Jeff, what's your view on this? I know that community and comments is a massive thing.
Right. So to Mike's point, we've had people before actually take screenshots when we bring their comment up on the screen, because it has the avatar. So I've always said I don't use any software or anything like that. And Ecamm, you talk about Ecamm and Restream, they both allow that, and really big. And people love to see their avatar on the screen. And to Mike's point, we've had actually people take screenshots and post it on Instagram when we've asked questions and answered them in the show. The other thing is I believe that they'll stick around longer if you even say like, hey, I'm gonna finish interviewing my guest right now, but we're gonna take some questions here towards the end of the show. I think if you answer some questions at the beginning and show that those people are coming on screen, people will actually stick around till the end for the chance that you might bring them up on screen and answer their question. The other thing is we have a ton of people who come to our show that we recognize, like Mike Alton mentioned that he sees people, and like we've been talking to Carl and Dennis. But when I notice those every time, I notice those people, and those are my super fans, and I make a point to call them out during the show. I do a show, and we're doing it later on, Tailwind show today. There's a lady from the UK, Sally Howe, who's a jewelry designer. I know her avatar. I know she'll be at our show, and I always try to bring her up because she has helpful comments. I want to boost her because she supports me. And so I think comments are super important when you're doing any sort of live stream.
Totally agree with you. So important. I can see Carl Sullivan is actually saying he's actually hidden my cupboard, but don't tell me. That's news to me, and that would be very scary. And Dennis says, let's see, people don't comment sometimes because they don't get any answer to their comments, and I think that's a really sad thing. But I think you're right. And Carl says. I also think as you guys go live, I'm listening, it's polite to at least say hello, but also live is about interaction, in my opinion. And totally agree with you. So Mike Russell, what's your kind of top live video tip for us?
Yeah, well, I think playing into what Mike and Jeff have been talking about is the comments, really. Definitely, featuring them, engaging with your audience. So Q&A section at the end, I think, is really good. What I often do on the start of my live streams is I'll say, who's watching, where are you watching from, and type new or hashtag new if you're new. So you just get a few names and locations. And what I really like is the international feel of a live stream where you have people watching, in France, in the United States, in Australia, in Kenya, in India, all over the place. I find that really exciting. And another thing I do is, and I've taken ages, I've procrastinated over doing this, but I can display it on the screen now. Finally had this lovely ticker created for our live stream, which shows you the latest subscriber. We take super chats as well, and we have a limited time for people to submit scripts when we create their jingles on the live stream. So all of that, when someone puts in a super chat or subscribes to the channel, they get automatically featured. And yeah, that's a combination of graphics and updated text at the bottom. That again, I think just like Mike's saying with the endorphins going off when you get featured or your name appears on a stream, I think is really important. So yeah, comments all the way. I'd go along with that too.
Love that. So, and Carl, is it not Carl? Who is it? Yeah, Carl Sullivan asks you just a technical question. What's a nanoleaf?
Yeah. A nanoleaf, they're those little LED triangles that you stick together, and you can create different patterns, and they light up different colors. So you can have them all the same color, or you can have them glowing like a fire, or green like the forest, or like I say, you can put in a plug-in microphone that animates them or makes them look like one of those EQ meters going up and down as you're playing music. Yeah. I could probably turn my camera around and try and show you. Do you want to try and see it?
Why not?
Try and do that. The nanoleaf is there. It's a bit blurry, but you can kind of just about see it.
Awesome. Love it. So there we go. That's the answer to that. Well, I think it is time to announce the second prize winner. So where's the drum roll? Hold on, let's get the drum roll going. It's not long enough, unfortunately, but so are you ready for the second prize? We're going to spin the wheel and see who has won. In fact, before I do that, let me know. I'll let you know what the prizes are for second prize. So second prize, you'll get 6 months subscription to Restream, Ecamm Live Pro. You'll get some Restream swag, some Ecamm Live swag, a GoraPulse large plan. You'll get a Samsung Q2U microphone like this. You'll get Jeff's course. 6 months to subscription to Captivate FM, the Confident Live warm-up formula, Launch Your Live course, and Wave Video Creator Plan, 12 months, the Easel Plus plan for 12 months, and TubeBuddy Legend plan for 6 months. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. So here is the second prize. Oh, who's it going to be? Let's see. Okay, let's spin the wheel. Spin the wheel. Drum roll time. Da, 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 da. Okay. It's Carl Sullivan. I don't know if you're in the room, Carl, but you have won second prize. So that's very exciting.
Just popped out from under your desk.
Yeah, that would be a bit scary. So congratulations to Carl. Carl's also saying from before, he's saying a good thing to do is to give away spare Stream Decks, Mike. Sorry, I had to say it, buddy. But yeah, you haven't got a Stream Deck, but you've got a microphone and you've got some amazing things there. And Christian also says, I've just realized you're not the only one who's realized this. Hold on. Yeah, wow, very cool. He says, Just realized you're the only one without a beard in this conversation. Thank you for that, for drawing your attention to that. So, Carl, we'll be in touch with details on how to get those prizes. But thank you so much. So, how can Mike Alton,
Mikey Mike,
Mike Alton, how can we find out more about you and stalk you in a very nice and pleasant way?
Now, I can relate because my boss, not only is his first name Mike, his last name is Angeletta. So he's Mike A and I'm Mike A. And it's very confusing inside the company sometimes. But yeah, you can find me at Agorapulse. You can also find me at Blogging Brute. That's bloggingbrute.com or at Blogging Brute, whatever your preferred social channel is. I owe that nickname to Mr. Jeff C down here.
Yes, I remember you were...
Mike was one of the original Manly Pinterest Tips guys when we did the show back in the Google Plus day. Yeah.
OG
live video.
Yeah. Google Plus. Oh dear, you're gonna get me all teary-eyed now. Second time. Mike Russell, were you on Google Plus in those days?
Yeah, I had circles. Yes, absolutely. I remember all of that. That was good fun.
Yeah. So how can people find out more about you, and your YouTube channel is obviously a very good place to check you out. But yeah, let us know.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thanks, Ian. Thanks for having me on, and congrats on 100 episodes. I would say, yeah, absolutely. YouTube is the place to go. So it's simply youtube.com/musicradiocreative.
Awesome. Thank you for that. And Jeff, how can people find out more about you and stalk you in a nice way? And say
I
nice
am
things
Jeff
about your
C.
beard?
I'm Jeff C everywhere, but you can also, it's I before E, especially in C. That's how you find me. But also, we do a show tomorrow. We do social media news live. See how I did this with Ecamm and Restream? Look at that. See, I have control. Ian has no control anymore. But anyway, yeah, find me there. It's great. We'll have that all across the socials.
That's the last time we're going to have you on the show, Jeff. But awesome. Well, thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much, the two mics. Now he's just showing off. Awesome. Well, thank you. Thank you. We'll see you all soon. I'm going to chuck them off in a nice way now. And let's see what we've got coming. So we're into the final hour. I've got Helen coming in a bit, and the kids maybe. And I've got Anya Rosina from Restream coming. I think we're supposed to have Joanne Sweeney as well, but she's not. Oh, maybe she's just popping in now. She is. It's very exciting. So in this hour, let me just get my show plan in place. We've got some really cool things coming up. We've also got some more pizza. Pizza being pizza prizes, and we've also got the runner-up prizes and the grand finale of the first prize as well. But I want to bring in so Annette McDonald from Easel is a good friend of mine. She is her amazing company Easel, the online graphics tool, and they're giving away some prizes as part of that. And because she's from Australia, this is a ridiculous time in the morning, so she pre-recorded this. So here is a message from Annette and her top live video tip.
It's Annette from Easel, and congratulations, Ian, on your 100th episode. Unfortunately, I can't be there live today because it's such an unfriendly time for us Australians. So I'm asleep and have pre-recorded this. And I'm pleased to say that we've got some awesome prizes that I'm super excited to give to your viewers. So can't wait to hear who's won those. But my live video tip is, well, I'm a huge introvert. So what I like to do is to have something that I bring out every time I need to go out live. And for me, it's about the earrings. So every time I go on camera, I feel that I need to put on something that takes me away from my ordinary and puts me into a different character. And that's what these large fancy earrings do for me. I've got tons of them, and whenever I put them on, I get a boost of confidence and I can get on and do those live videos. So hopefully that works for you.
Oh dear, I don't know what happened then. Something weird happened with the I think my computer just got over like that. But never mind, we're here now. That's awesome. Is that that's not the right one. That's not the right cable. So I'm trying to get my wife in here. But anyway, I'm going to bring in the wonderful Anya onto the show. So here we go. Hi Anya, how you doing?
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm sorry, I'm just getting Helen's asking me about a question in the back. It's all over the place there. I'm doing really well. Yes, I can't believe we're in hour 3 of the show, so it's really exciting. We've had amazing time. So thank you for joining. Where are you dialing in from today? You're from I forget where you are again. You're in Texas, aren't you? Is it right?
Yeah, exactly. Austin, Texas, one of our head office locations is here in Austin. And so you're on the hour 3 of streaming. That's awesome. You're well composed for that. So that's really good.
Well, thank you. So Anya is from Restream and was very kindly donated some amazing prizes to the giveaway. And in this, it's actually going to be in the half hour after this section. I'll be announcing the winners, but we will be announcing some free pizza as well. So we did a fun show just just before the new year, didn't we? When we're giving away free pizza. Do you want to tell our viewers a little bit more about what we did then?
Yeah, absolutely. It was actually one of my favorite prizes that we did so we did that holidays marathon stream. Well, for me, it was a marathon because it was 2.5 hours and I'm usually not streaming over 45 minutes. So it was kind of challenging, but it was really cool because the time kind of like flew by. It was not hard. The conversation was so natural. We had a lot of Restream guest hosts, just like Ian, joining us, kind of like sharing their New Year's resolutions. And when we were preparing for this, Ian came up with this great idea of like, let's give away a pizza. Like just, whoever wins it, they share their address and we just deliver pizza to them. So fun fact is someone who actually won that pizza was from some small town in the UK. It was actually quite challenging to get the pizza over to them because they also wanted it gluten-free. So they had like a lot of, not restrictions, but they had like a lot of requirements and special requests there. And it was quite a challenge because at first it was difficult for me to even find the pizza shop. So I asked them to recommend something. Then ordering online was difficult, apparently. In the United States, we're so used that everything is just like, oh yeah, order online, pick options, throw your credit card in, done. So eventually I think we ended up just PayPaling the winner the rate for the pizza, and like she just went ahead and treated herself and her husband kind of like on Restream's PayPal. So it was not as cool as I expected to be that the pizza just shows up, but it was definitely, I think it's one of the coolest prizes because it's so unique. I've never heard about that before that we did that holiday event with you. So definitely keeping that as an option for the future.
Yeah, that was fun, and I think I know who that winner was, but yeah, a friend of mine is gluten free as well. So, and he was commenting earlier. I was thinking, oh my goodness, is he going to win? So yeah, in a minute, I'm gonna bring my wife Helen in. I'm gonna have to do some technical juggling because I've plugged in to I've got a Rodecaster Pro, and I've just realised that my headphones require an adapter, and so Helen needs a big adapter as well. So I'm going to probably have to go into speaker mode. But the good thing is with Restream, there is an option to do echo cancellation. So we could try that, can't we? And then what could possibly go wrong? So,
right, when you're live streaming for 3 hours,
exactly,
nothing can break.
Nothing can break. So I'm going to bring in Joanne first before I do that. And Joanne is here. Hi, Joanne. How are you doing?
Hi, everyone. Congratulations, Ian.
Thank you, Joanne. You have been doing some amazing things recently. And so I wanted to bring on people onto the show who are friends of mine who've supported me over the years. You've been a massive encouragement to me, Joanne. But we've been working together as well, haven't we? And you've done something really exciting this week. I haven't had the chance to comment, but I'll say this now. Your live show that you did, was it yesterday? Was like amazing. It kind of blew me away. Tell us a bit more about what you've been doing there.
Well, you and I have been working together, and I wanted to, in 2021, to commit to a weekly social media show, repurpose it for a podcast. I'd been doing some piloting of the public sector marketing show in 2020, but just didn't feel that I had the concept, the brand, the tech, or the content plan together. And that's when I reached out to you as a Confident Live master. I was like, Ian, I need your help. I am a digital marketer by trade, obviously, and I know what I needed to do. But very often when you want to conceptualize and develop your own show for yourself, it's really good to have an outside coach. So over 3 months, we spoke about what we wanted to do. And I then yesterday went live with the debut episode of the weekly public sector marketing show. So it does what it says on the tin. It's a show aimed at marketing professionals working in government and public sector. That's my niche or my niche, depending on what place in the world that you're tuning in from. And, you know, they don't have a live show that they can go to. There aren't very many podcasts in the space. And so I wanted to take up that gap and start serving my community. And yesterday, all of our planning, Ian, and all of your supported input came together, and I had a 45-minute live show broadcast simultaneously on YouTube and on Facebook. And yeah, I've committed for the rest of the year. So thank you for the feedback. It went well, went without a glitch. Thankfully, that's what we always worry about. And I'm going to repurpose it for the podcast. So the show goes out Wednesday at 11. And the podcast then comes out on Thursday at 8 a.m. And really, I want to build my online tribe. And a bit like you, and I'm so in awe of having your 100th show today. I think as a content creator and as somebody who commits to video, you can really appreciate what you have achieved in producing 100 episodes. So yeah, the public sector marketing show is now live. On your favorite podcast platform and on YouTube and Facebook. So thanks also for the opportunity to plug it.
Oh, that's awesome. So I've got my wife Helen here, who's been cut off. So I just want to introduce you to Helen.
Hi.
Great, and I didn't realize this. You're wearing matching T-shirts.
I know.
So we've got the branding going on here. This is hilarious. So one of the things that we can do, because I'm using Restream Studio, I think we've got different. We can do that. We can do this. That's probably better. There we go. What do you think, Anya? Is this better?
Yeah, I like this. This is really good.
There we go. We can see all three of us. So in a minute, I'm going to ask both Anya and Joanne what their live video tips are. And of course, I want to know a little bit more from Anya about Restream and some of the swag that's coming as well. If you are watching live, it's great that you're here. Do share this out. Do get involved in the comments. I can see Jeff C is being very rude here. He's saying, now I'll just sit and mock Ian in the comments. Well, thank you for that. And Tonya is saying, hi, Helen. Hi. So I wanted to bring Helen onto the show because you've not actually been on the show before, but you've been obviously an amazing support, and it's the 100th episode. Now, actually, you were on the first ever one because we did a party. We had a party, so we're having a bit of a party today as well. We've got some champagne, we've got some balloons, we've got some cake. But why don't you just introduce yourself to everyone who's listening and watching?
Yeah, I'm Helen. I'm a musician as well. So what I do during the day, other than helping in with his business, is I teach at the Royal Melbourne College of Music in Manchester. So I teach, I lecture academic music, basically, which I've been doing for the past pandemic on Zoom downstairs, sometimes while Ian's doing his shows up here. So it's fun.
Yeah, it's been a bit of a challenge, it has to be said, with the lockdown. Now I've got a really important question for you, Helen, from Carl, because I was the only one without a beard. So should I grow a beard? That's the question.
No.
that was a quick one. So no beard, I'm afraid. So thanks for that, Helen. Thank you for that, Carl. Awesome. So Anya, tell us. So we've known each other for about a year, I think. And you've been at Restream for how long? How long have you been working at Restream? What's your role at Restream?
Yeah, I've been with Restream for about 3 years, almost 3 years now. And yeah, you're right. We met about a year ago, and I started to kind of like build this influencer marketing channel and kind of revolutionize how our live production is going to look like for Restream. There were a lot of different changes that were happening around that time. We introduced our live studio, which is where we are at right now, our flagship product today that allows people to go live directly from their browser and create professional live streams without having huge editing and live production experience. So basically, I was part of that transition of Restream from being just that multicasting solution into a pure marketing tool for people who want to connect with their audiences and create professional, interactive, live experiences on social media. So that's kind of my story, I guess. And huge congratulations on your 100th episode anniversary. And I guess one last little plug in to second what Dennis is saying here in the chat. Behind a good man, there's a great woman. I just wanted to say hello to Helen, and I'm so inspired by her joining us today. And I'm kind of now thinking about maybe doing like a special edition or special episode of a show where I would talk to significant others, wives and supporters of great content creators who are working with us, because it would be really interesting to see kind of like your side of the story, like how it feels to live as a content creator, how that affects the whole dynamics of relationships. I thought it would be very, very interesting show. So yeah.
Yeah, do you think that would be good?
Yeah.
So this is your first time or second time on the show. I mean, how do you feel? Is this like nerve-wracking for you, or is it? I mean, because you obviously do a lot of lecturing and online.
I do a lot of lecturing, and I'm a musician too, so I've performed. But it's somehow when you're on camera, you don't really see the audience there, so it sort of takes the nerves away in a sort of strange way.
Yeah.
But no, it is funny being in here because we're usually the other side of the door, and I'm saying shh to the children. And is he live? Is he not live? So we're stepping around the door and make sure we're not disturbing you.
Well, I am thinking we are moving house, and one of the things I'm thinking about doing is getting a broadcast light, what you call like an on-air thing, which might be quite good. Joanne, it's an interesting question. When your friends see you go live or do any of your kind of marketing stuff, do they have a clue what it is that you do?
Oh, thank you for asking me this question, because no, I don't think that they do know what I do. They give me lots of emojis and thumbs up, and they think it's great, but there is that element of mystique around what I do. They know it's social media, but sometimes people think social media is an odd Facebook post or a tweet. But COVID-19 has shown us that with technology, with the platforms, and with people who are willing to put themselves out there to serve their community, that we are so fortunate to live in really remarkable times. So I don't think that they get it, but the main thing, I guess, for me is my friends aren't going to buy from me, but my customers are. So the main thing is that my customers and my tribe get what I'm doing, and I think that they do.
Yeah, that's an important thing. Definitely important. Thanks for that, Joanne. So I'm very excited. We've got pizza coming soon. So if you are in the mood for pizza, get ready. But also just do share this out with your friends, with anyone else who you think would be interested in this. And if you've got any questions for myself, for Joanne, or for Anya from Restream, let us know in the comments. Excuse me. And Tonya likes the idea of the broadcast lights. Yeah, I just need to find one. There's loads. You can get loads in the US, but I found them difficult to get in the UK. So, Anya, I'm a massive fan of Restream. I use Restream for all of my shows. I love the way that you can broadcast to lots of different destinations so easily. So this is the whole multi-streaming thing. What's your take on the whole multi-streaming? Why should we be embracing multi-streaming? And just tell us a little bit more about Restream. I talk about Restream most shows because Restream is a sponsor of the Confident Live Marketing Show, but I'd just love to hear your take on that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a great question. So I guess I'll start with why multi-streaming is essential. So these days, no matter what you do, whether you're a tech company like us, Restream, or you are offering a service, maybe you're a freelancer, maybe you are a marketer for another big corporation or just a small business, no matter what you do, these days you are selling on social web. That's just the reality of the situation, right? Like social media is a huge part of your marketing strategy. It's a huge part of your sales strategy. And this is most importantly how you talk and communicate with your audience, with your network, with your tribe, as John was saying earlier. So this is why I think it's extremely important to ensure that when you go live everywhere. So you put so much effort into building those communities on Facebook. You probably put a ton of effort into creating content on YouTube. Maybe you're active on LinkedIn and you have this great professional network. So by sending your live video content, and think about that as a marketing tool, right? Again, like think about that as your message, as your brand identity, as a conversation that you can start and include all those community members into. So when you think about that, wouldn't you want to include all of those tribes and all of those spaces into that talk? So that's why it's important to deliver that content exactly where your community is. And another thing from marketing perspective is when you're creating videos and sending them to multiple destinations at the same time, all those videos continue to live on those end platforms. So that helps you to get discovered. Someone might stumble upon your YouTube video, which was an interview just like this one, a week or months from now. Same can happen on LinkedIn. Someone can connect with you, then kind of go through your activity and find something that you did earlier. If your content was not on all of those social platforms at the same time, you're limiting the opportunity for other people to discover you, discover your brand, and discover your message. So that's why we believe it's extremely important to make sure that you go wide, you spread out your message, and you can like cast that net to find like-minded people and potentially turn them into your customers, into your fans, and into part of your movement if that's what you're building.
That's awesome. Yeah, and I think that's one of the things I love about Restream is the simplicity of it. So if you use Restream Studio, you can do it through the browser, which is what we're doing today. You can have up to 9 guests. And if you're feeling geeky, of course, you can use other tools like OBS or Ecamm. You can integrate those tools with Restream, which is awesome. Right. Yeah. Well, before I get back and ask both Joanne and Anya what their live streaming tip is, and I'm going to also just ask Helen another question. I think it is time for pizza. So if everyone is ready for pizza, let's do this. Let's get some pizza. So what I want to know from you guys is what pizza topping do you want? Let us know. And if you want to get free pizza, all you need to do is put the word pizza in the comments. Capital letters if possible, and then we'll pick a winner. So just put pizza in the comments and you can win free pizza. That's enough of that. So let us know in the comments. Now, Anya, very important question for you. Forget multi-streaming and marketing. The most important question in the world is, what kind of pizza do you want to go for?
That's a great question. Yeah, it's an extremely important question. I actually like crazy and interesting toppings on pizzas. So I'm kind of like, I eat everything. I don't have any limitations or restrictions of that sort. But I like when people come up with some kind of creative eggplant and artichoke and ricotta type thing. So definitely pineapples on pizza are always good, and the more interesting and unexpected the combination is, the better. So not sure what's on the menu, but I would say let's go with something that's unusual and unique.
Love that. Very good. And Joanne, how about you? What would you go for pizza-wise?
I know the answer to this, and I've been waiting to answer it all day watching the show when you're because everywhere I go, I create my own, and I think it should be mainstream. So for me, it's goat cheese, it's sun-dried tomato, and it's chorizo.
Very nice. Very nice. I think you would like that, Helen. So how about you, Helen? What would you go for?
It's a difficult choice. I mean, I think I love goat's cheese and spinach. I love ham and olives, but I think really I have to come back to pepperoni.
Pepperoni. Yeah. Right, well, there we go.
Favorites.
Well, it's time to announce the winner. So the winner is of the pizza, it is Max. Congratulations, third time lucky. Let's say there you go. So ham and pineapple. I think it's the third time you've commented. So Max, well done. You have one pizza. If you could let us know, just contact my assistant Tonya. Just do that by emailing tonya@iag.me, and we'll arrange that pizza for you. So well done. Congratulations. That is awesome. Let's just do the cheering sound. Awesome. Well done. Well done. So Helen, just before I ask Joanne on her top tip, so one of the exciting things is last year, we incorporated Seriously Social, which is my business, and you started working with me. Just tell us a little bit about. Do you know what your role is? What's your actual title, full title? Come a bit closer to the microphone.
Strategic social media planner, something like that.
That'll do. I think it's social media and content planner and strategist. That'll do.
Yeah.
So it's a very posh title. So what's your job?
Really, it's to organise you. I
need organising.
We've got Janet Murray's book, which is really, really helpful, her planner, and we're working through that. So we're just trying to, what Anya said, really, we're trying to reach many more platforms to build that community. So we're making more of a plan and more of a strategy on where we post and how we post it, particularly building up to events that are in the diary. And also we're planning events too, aren't we? So we're trying to
definitely
generally more organised and strategic.
Yeah, strategy. That's so important. I think you would agree with that, Joanne, wouldn't you? Strategy is everything.
100%. I'm all about the strategy, Ian.
So, I mean, with all that you've learned recently with live video and this amazing live show that you did yesterday, what would be your top live video tip for us?
It has to be, and I'm not going to go to my comfort zone of strategy, content, and planning. I'm going to go to my discomfort zone, and I'm going to say embrace the tech. Embrace the tech and the empowerment that you will get from embracing the tech to be able to produce a high quality TV-like broadcast from your home office is something that's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow up your business. The engagement and the reach cross-platform. And yeah, so I have to say that I'm using Restream, I'm using Ecamm, I got my Stream Deck, and I just feel like, an Academy Award winner producer at the moment. So embrace the tech. Get somebody like Ian to help you. He takes away the overwhelm, demystifies it, and then you've insourced all the skills, all the knowledge, and off you go. Nothing will stop you.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Joanne. So true. Just, there's lots of barriers to live video. It can be, a lot of the time it is the tech, or it can be confidence in front of the camera. Just embrace it. Get on with it. So, Anya, I want you in a second to just tell us a little bit more about some of the swag that's on offer. But I've had Annette from Easel coming and sharing a little bit what her tip is. But my friends Andrew and Pete unfortunately couldn't make it today. For some reason they're busy washing their hair or something far more important. So Pete, in fact, from Andrew and Pete have quite very kindly shared a video on their live video tip for today. So here it is.
What? That is amazing. Congrats, 100 episodes. That's crazy. Our top tip for live video is to pre-promote it like a badass. What does that mean? Well, it means make an event, make it a spectacle, get people excited, show that you're excited, pre-promote it so much that you think you're going to annoy people by how much you're talking about how amazing this live show is going to be. That's how much you need to pre-promote it. Invite people to come and watch it specifically, individually, handpick people, tell them why, tell them what's in it for them, ask them to share it whilst you're going live and tag other people. This is how you make a really good live video. Start off with a bang.
Totally agree with that, and that's what we've been doing with this show. It takes a lot of effort. We've been doing Facebook Messenger bots. Helen's been giving me a kick at the backside most days, saying if you shared the content out. It takes time, but it's so important to do that. So Anya, let me just click the button. Come on, button. Come on. It's not working. There we go. It is working now. So Anya, tell us about the swag that's on offer from Restream. I was very excited to get a beautiful Restream t-shirt through the post. So let us know.
Yeah, I wish I thought about wearing one. So we have a couple of really nice t-shirts, and it's really funny because one of my first tasks in Restream 3 years ago was to figure out the swag situation. It was kind of like one of those things when you're, on your first week at the company, you're kind of useless. You're just kind of learning. And that was one of the things that I was comfortable just taking on. And for the longest time, I was kind of responsible for that because it was very important for me to pick the quality of print and the quality of shirts that people would actually enjoy wearing. So we take quite a little bit of pride, I would say, in terms of how good quality our swag is. And we are offering t-shirts. We are also currently offering really cool hoodies with Restream logo on the sleeve. It's really fun. So the winner will also get that one. Consider hopefully the country that they're from will not have very complicated delivery, but that's what we have. And there's also this little bag that's right behind me, and it's kind of a little bit in the darkness right now, but it's really cool tote bag that it's like reusable with a big Restream logo on it. It's very creative and artistic, made by our designers. So it's all kind of like uniquely made and very carefully and kind of prepared for you with love. So that's our swag, and that's for our winner.
Awesome stuff. Well, it is great stuff. Thank you so much, Anya, for all your support. And of course, just a big shout out to Restream. You can take it for a test drive. There are a free plan and some amazing paid plans. And all you need to do is go to iag.me/Restream. And of course, I do a weekly show. There's so many. How many live shows do you have at Restream, actually?
Currently going live. Yeah. So we have about 10 guest hosts, and we are constantly getting more of them. So I have my own live show. It's every other week. It's called Creator Spotlight. Those are interviews with our top creators. We have Next in Gaming, which is kind of catered toward our gaming community. We have Confident Live Streaming, which is your show. It's weekly, and it's amazing because it has a very unique and specific niche, right? You're talking about how to overcome that camera anxiety and how to be camera ready, which is, for a lot of people, like you mentioned, a huge obstacle on their way to embracing and leveraging the power of live video. And we have a couple others. So you can check us out at Restream's YouTube. So if you just go on YouTube and look for Restream channel, you will see those carousels with different shows that we're offering. There's something about storytelling, stuff about how to be a remote producer. There are shows that talk about different aspects of growing your audience as a live streamer and as a live creator. We're bringing a show about entrepreneurs and small businesses. That's something that I'm super excited about. That's starting in the middle of February, specifically catered to advertising, promoting, and growing your small business through live streaming. So that's kind of what we're doing. And so that's our live shows.
That's awesome. So best place for people to find out more about you, of course, is the Restream website, probably restream.io. Is that the best place?
Yeah, that's the best place to find out about Restream and try us out. Like you mentioned, there's a free plan. So there is kind of no investment, no risk type situation if you're just trying to experiment with live video. And if you want to connect with me personally, you can find me on LinkedIn. I'm trying to be as responsive as I can, connecting with a lot of people. But that's the easiest way to find me directly. And YouTube and Restream's Facebook is where you can find a lot of my work.
Awesome. I've just pressed the wrong button then. But one thing that you can do in Restream Studio, of course, is you can put the names on. So there we go. I've got your name there at the bottom. So thank you, Anya. And how can people find out more about you, Joanne?
Well, you can Google Joanne Sweeney, or you can follow me on Twitter, JS Tweets Digital. And you'll also find my website, publicsectormarketingpros.com. And don't forget the show for a public sector pro that it's the Public Sector Marketing Show. And we kind of own the search results for public sector marketing, so you should find us.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Joanne. Thank you so much, Anya. It's been great to have you on this half hour. I really, really appreciate it. So I'll see you all very soon. Toodaloo.
Awesome. Thanks, congratulations. Happy 100.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, we're into the last half hour. This is very exciting. We've got the final prize. the first prize, and we've also got some runner-up prizes as well. And I think the kids might be coming in at some point, which never a good idea having kids on a live broadcast, but we'll see what happens. Oh, and we need to order that as well. For some reason, right, so there we go. We don't want to do that, so you need to kind of go onto that, and then we can order it. So there we go. We need to order dinner, of course. So we'll do that. Awesome. So it's time to bring in my next fabulous guest. We've got Amanda Webb is here. Let's bring in Amanda. How are you doing, Amanda?
Hello. I'm good. I'm excited about your 100th show. I'm trying to work out how many I've listened to. I'm going to go for 99.
Oh, wow. That's impressive. That's impressive. Well, thank you, Amanda. And you have been amazing. You've been helping me with the Facebook ads. So we can talk a little bit more about that in a bit. But we've also got the fabulous Michelle Levitt is here as well, who's also been on the show. So let's bring in Michelle from High Isle Sound. How are you doing, Michelle?
Hey, Ian, it's so great to be here. Happy 100.
Thank you so much. Thank you. It's great to have you here. Yes, and so what kind of we've been looking at microphones all day. Which microphone have you got there?
I'm using a PR30 today.
PR30, yeah. So that was the same as last time. I got the PR40. I think it was quite funny in one of the first hours. There was a lot of this is so geeky, but there was a lot of microphone boom arm envy.
I know. I saw that. I liked the different hacks to get rid of the cable. That's pretty funny.
That was funny. Well, actually, one of the things that I want to do is order the Heil. I can't remember the name of it. The PL.
The PL2T. Yeah.
Yeah. That's next on my list, and then I don't.
Yeah, the cable's nicely hidden in here. So it's really funny. I was trying to set up some new lighting in my studio, and I was like, I don't have enough tripod stands for my lighting equipment. And then I was like, what am I doing? I've got boom arms all over the place. And so I put my ring light hanging from one of the boom arms, and it's like behind my monitor and perfectly out of the way. And now I don't have cables running everywhere. And I was like, why didn't I think of this like 8 months ago?
Yeah. It's so true. Cable management is important. Amanda, what would you say? Is cable management top of your strategy?
I have a very cheap boom arm that has a hidden cable, but also cannot support my microphone properly. So there's ups and downs. There's ups and downs with it. I also repurpose them I have like a number of boom arms like yourself, and I have like cameras on them and all sorts of things that they weren't designed for. And probably some of those are better quality than the one with the hidden cable, but the hidden cable, like you said, it's important.
It is.
Yeah, it's probably more important to us as content creators than anyone else. And we've been talking a lot recently while on the show about who the most important person is on your live shows. And it is your viewers. And most of them actually aren't going to care that much about whether your cables are, that messy. But I think it makes us feel better. And if we feel better and we feel more organized and less stressed, I think that's a good thing. So
yeah,
I'm sure you would agree with that. I want to bring in some comments. This is actually from before. So Carl Sullivan was saying, sorry, but I missed your comment from before. I'm waiting for Ian's courses, but the one I want has been delayed. Is that the Launch Your Live course? It is coming. Don't worry. Just I want to make it even better. Not that I'm being a perfectionist. Max says, Restream is amazing. We use it here at Busking Boys Media, and it's amazing. Carl also has been very kind, saying, epic show, buddy. Carl is asking, which microphone will I soon be using is? So, Carl, I think you're using, because with the second prize, you're going to be using the Samson QTU. The first prize today, so sorry, Carl, that you missed out on this, but the first prize, do you want to tell us a bit more about what the first prize winner is going to be getting, Michelle? Because it is a very, very nice microphone.
It is. So you guys have all seen Ian using the PR40 for a very long time now, and we have the new PR40. Let's see if my camera will focus on this, in all black. And we're really excited about this microphone. It's been a finish that a lot of people have requested and we never really had before. And it's now something that we're producing. So all black version of the PR40. And today's big winner will be getting one of these to make their live stream not only look really professional, but sound really professional too.
Wow, I actually have to say I'm quite jealous of the. I mean, I'm very happy with my PR40, and it does look nice, but the black one does look really, really nice. So yeah, that's really exciting. And it has to be said, the thing I love about the Heil PR40 is the sound. It's got to be said, but it does look quite nice, doesn't it?
It does. It does. It doesn't hurt.
It does. Well, Amanda, I'd love to know from you, what are you working at the moment? What have you been helping me with behind the scenes? And then I'm going to also ask you what your live video tip is. But maybe just tell us, because this show has been taken quite a lot of moving parts. We've had Sasha working on the Facebook Messenger bots, and you've been working on the Facebook ads. Just tell us a little bit more about what you've been doing.
There's been a lot. When I keep looking at the campaigns and jiggling the budgets, which is my big thing to make sure we don't overspend, there has been so many campaigns involved in this one, because of course you had your launch show where you announced the prize, and I know Sasha had a chatbot attached to that, so we were trying to get people to comment so that they'd enter the competition. But we also ran other ads related to that chatbot, so it's been a real integration between the Facebook ads and the chatbot. You can actually have a, I'm going to get the terminology wrong, so sorry, Sasha, if you're watching. But basically, you can have a link that you click and it will bring you into the chatbot. And that's been really successful for us. We did quite well with that for getting competition entries. Then, of course, we have to promote the shows, because what's the point unless somebody watches them? So we've been using a number of different strategies. If you're watching now, you've maybe bombarded with different styles of ads. We've had the events. One really interesting thing that you actually had to point out to me is that you can now, for the first time ever, promote a post that is like a scheduled post for a Facebook Live. And we've never been able to do that before. And I think that's been great to be able to do that. And I think the reason we haven't been able to do it before was that post used to turn into the live video, which was great for us as live streamers. But I think the reason you couldn't promote that before was because Facebook didn't want to advertise something that would end up being dodgy content. So, that was one of the reasons. So now that they've split it, the good sign is that we can use that in a Facebook ad. So that's been exciting. I've actually learned tons from doing this campaign, because we've tried lots of different things. We've had lots of different strands coming in. And hopefully you got loads of entries. I can see I missed second prize, but I'm going to find out who won the big prize, which I am so jealous of. I wish I could have entered.
Oh, no, it's hard. I kind of wish I'd entered as well. And, but anyway, that wouldn't be good if I won or you won.
It would be nice, though. I mean, even the Restream swag, I want that. Even I love like hoodies with things written down the side.
Yeah, I know. It's hard. Well, the good news is we've ordered our takeaway. That's all sorted. That was kind of like a bit of a kind of panic in the background. So I think the kids are going to be happy. We're all going to be happy after this, because this is a 3-hour live show. So Michelle, let us know what you're working at Heil. It's been a bit of a tricky time with the whole restrictions and stuff. How's that affected you? And then I'd love you to tell us a little bit more about what you're working on at Heil.
It's been really crazy at Heil Sound. We had a very bad month in December with COVID, and fortunately, everybody came out the other end of that, and we're doing well now. But it was a very rough month in December, and we're just really grateful that all of our employees can continue to do their jobs in a safe way at Heil Sound. We're a 50-plus-year-old business, and this is obviously the first time anything like this has happened. We have a manufacturing facility just outside of St. Louis, and it was utmost important to us to keep our workers safe. And we did everything we could, but that didn't change the fact that people were seeing their families and friends outside of work, and then coming to work and bringing that with them. So everything's good now, and we have plenty of inventory, which I know a lot of manufacturers have been struggling with. So that's been a really great thing for us. What we're working on now is a brand new website for Hylasound. We've been working on it for several months now. We're hoping in the next few months we'll get to launch that. And always putting out new content, whether it's, we've got some videos we're working on for sort of optimizing recordings at home, whether it's podcasting or, recording music. Everybody's sort of winging it from their house, and most of us are repurposing the gear that we have or making do with the spaces that we're in. I'm in the guest bedroom of my house instead of my studio in Hylasound. So that's kind of what we've been working on, and we're excited to get some more content out to our viewers to sort of help them continue to navigate what has been a very strange and difficult time for all of us.
Yeah, it has been really challenging from what you were saying to me. So I'm glad everything's okay now, and things are getting back to as close to normal, whatever normal is. It's still very difficult. So Amanda, I would love you to share your top either live video tip or marketing tip with us.
I think the big tip is to involve your audience, and you can do this in loads of ways. You can do what you were doing today, which is putting up comments. I mean, that is the simplest form of involving your audience. But as they get more loyal, there's other things you can do. So I'm just going to talk about the things I've done. One of the things I have is it's a news show, so I have different segments, and I like to have a little video trailer between each show, and that just gives me enough time to breathe and work out what I'm going to say next. And I recorded one with Ian around this time last year at Social Media Marketing World. And it's just somebody saying, you're watching the Digital Coffee with Amanda Webb. But suddenly I had a lot of my regular viewers wanted to create these trailers themselves. So as long as the quality's good, I will put them in. And people really love that. They love that they are that strong a fan of the show. Something else that you can do is if it's an interview show like today, well, not like today, because you wouldn't want to have all the guests on, but if you have one guest on and you want to get people to ask questions in advance, get some of those people to make videos, because I think that's lovely for the guests. So I had Jen Herman in my Facebook group. Actually, we did a live interview with her, and people submitted these video questions in advance. I was able to play them, so she knew exactly who she was talking to. And I thought that was a lot nicer than just having, those standard, here's some questions somebody asked. And of course, the people who asked the questions were just absolutely delighted. So if you can find a way of involving your audience, they'll spread the word for you. They'll stay all loyal. They'll beyond your live stream, they will become fans of what you do. So that's my big tip.
Such an important point. Thank you, Amanda. That's really, really helpful stuff. And Michelle, how about you? What would be your, it could either be live video or to do with sound or marketing? And what would you like to share with our viewers and listeners?
So this is a great question. And it's one that I talk about a lot. And I know, Ian has a musical background, as do I. And my background is actually in jazz. And as a jazz musician, you often are asked to improvise. And that's no different than going on a live stream or a lot of podcasts. They sort of wing it when they start, or just that's sort of the model of their show. And I went to college for jazz performance, and one of the things that we constantly did was practice. Even when you're going to improvise, you can still practice. If you're going to start a podcast and you've never recorded anything before, practice. Record a few episodes, call up your grandmother, interview her, record those stories for your own purposes, edit that content. Just practice in any way that you can. If you're going to do a live stream and you have your questions in advance, practice your answers. Have an outline for a live show that you're going to do. Say, you want to fill 20 minutes of time. Have a good outline. A lot of times I have to do microphone demos and I have like 20 minutes to talk, and that's a long time to demo some microphones. So I have to come up with sort of an outline of what I talk about while I try to demo microphones, because otherwise that would be the most boring thing ever. But just having a little bit of a plan and practicing what you're going to do can go a very, very long way in having a confident live broadcast, or even, early podcast episodes where people are maybe nervous. Get those out of the way in your own private way. And then by the time you're ready to publish your show or, hit go live, you will have that confidence because you have put in the work and practiced.
Love that. And I love the way you put the phrase confident live in there. That's awesome. That's great. So we're going to be announcing the runners up and the prizes. I can also see the kids are here and we've got some exciting stuff. So just before we do that, Michelle, the best place for people to find out more about you, presumably, is the website, which is heilsound.com. Is that right?
Yeah.
Any on social, where's the kind of the best social platform as well for you?
We love Instagram. We love seeing the pictures of your podcasting setups or your streaming setups, or, you recording your acoustic guitar in your bedroom, whatever it is, we love to see it. So share those pictures and we'll comment and share them as well.
Awesome. And is that Heilsound, at Heilsound on Instagram? Is that right?
Yep.
Good. Excellent. And Amanda, how about you?
You can find my website at spiderworking.com. So like the scary 8-legged creature doing a job, spiderworking.com. And I'd love if you popped over to my new YouTube channel, which is the strategy channel, the digital strategy channel. So new, I can't remember its name. The digital strategy channel with Amanda Webb, where I share 10-minute lessons once a week on how to develop your digital marketing strategy.
Awesome. Thank you so much for that, Amanda. Well, I think, first of all, it's time to announce the runners-up. We've got 10 runners-up prizes. So let's just put those on now. This is very exciting. So, who's going to get the runners-up? So what have we got first? Let's spin the wheel. We've got... Oh, the tension. Daniel Chi. Well done. Congratulations. You're one of the runner-up prizes. I will tell you what the prizes are in a minute. I should have mentioned that before. But let's look at there are 10 of these. So the next one, I can see we've got people saying, oh, we've got Adelaide Good Eve, who's actually been on the show. Awesome. We've got also somebody on Facebook who said, congratulations on your 100th episode. Thank you so much. Okay, who's this? Carl says, well done, buddy. Thank you. So let's see what we've got here. Kelly Bardo, who's on the show today. She's also won. Congratulations. Right, who have we got next? Right, the tension is mounting. This is very exciting. Who have we got now? I need some kind of music in the background. We can try to get some music. So Wolf Lupus, congratulations. Right, let's get some music on in the background for a bit of excitement. So who have we got here? Derry Jones, congratulations, Derry. We've got somebody saying, what is this spinning wheel thing? It's called Wheel of Names is the app. So let's have a look. Brian Stevens, congratulations. Okay, we've got about a minute left of names, and then after this, we're going to have some cake. So you might want to get a drink as well while we celebrate for this. So our next prize. And then after this, So Alex Smith, congratulations, Alex. And let's see what we got next. After this, we'll do the first prize. Terry Pritchard! Well, congratulations. Okay, next prize. Oh, Andrea Cornish, congratulations. So we've got Amanda's asking, can she go or can she stay? It's up to you, Amanda. You can if you're around, it'd be lovely for you to just stay with us for the next bit. Ben Moore, congratulations, Ben. There we go, fabulous, well done. So, I think that's enough of that. So, hi Amanda, hi Michelle. You very happy to carry on the show if you like. You're there. I should have given you some notice about that, but I want to bring in the kids, and we've got some cake. Come on. Oh, we're lighting it up as well. Come on then. Come on, Timothy. You say hello to Michelle and Amanda.
Hello. Hi.
You want to say hello in the High PR40? There we go. And we've got a cake over here that's been expertly lit. So, Michelle, just out of interest, is there going to be a Heil Sound podcast? Is there a Heil Sound podcast?
Oh, we have one. We did one a few years ago. We did our 50th anniversary. It was 50 years of Maximum Rock and Roll with Bob Heil. And it's a really fun podcast. Our founder used to be the sound guy for the Grateful Dead and the Who.
Oh, wow.
So he, for our 50th anniversary, we decided to let him tell his stories. And it's a really fun show. We did it over the course of a year.
Awesome. That sounds amazing. And Amanda, you've got a show as well, obviously. How many shows have you done now?
You see, now I'm having that thing. So I don't have a podcast. I have a live show, The Digital Coffee, which has been going, I think it's going to be 5 years on St. Patrick's Day, every Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. on my Facebook page, but also my YouTube channel. So if you subscribe, you'll see it there. And it's digital marketing news for business. So what you need to know about your business this week. Not every week, but almost every week. So I've been at it a long time.
Well, congratulations on that, Amanda. It's been awesome. Well, we've got the cake here, so I'm sorry I can't give you any cake, Michelle and Amanda, but you can just look at it, and because that's what I'm doing, because I don't eat cake. But it looks a beautiful cake here. So, well, thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Amanda. You're very welcome to stay along. But we're going to announce the winner now. So I just wanted to say thank you so much for your support, Michelle and Amanda. I really appreciate it.
Congratulations, Ian.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Awesome. Well, thank you so much, though. Thank you, Helen, for doing this. Are you going to say hello, Lila, as well?
Hello.
So you're live on the Confident Live Marketing Show. I think, do I need to blow these out? I think we do. So let's blow them all out together. Okay, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Wonderful. That looks an amazing cake. So there you go. Awesome. Well, I think it's time to announce the winners. So what we're going to do, Timothy, what I want you to do is press it. We've got the Stream Deck here. You need to press on the first button. We're going to announce the winners. Just before you do that, I can see Tonya is here. He's saying, hi, Timothy. We've got Christian is saying, love the matching shirts. Well, no expense spared. And we've also got saying Carl saying hello. And Tonya saying, hi, Lila. Thank you so much, Tonya. Well, press the button. Here we go with the first prize. Oh, my goodness. This is exciting. The first prize wins so much, and I'm going to go through those prizes in a minute. But here we do. We're spinning the wheel. Okay, who's the winner going to be? It is Katie Simpson. Congratulations, Katie. Well done. Well done. Oh, my goodness. That's so exciting. I'm so excited it's you, Katie. That is awesome. So just to let you know, what you have won, the prizes. For first prize, you get 12 months to Restream Pro, 12 months to Ecamm, Restream swag, Ecamm swag, a year to the Agorapulse large plan, Jeff C's course, music radio creative podcast intro and outro, a whole year with Captivate FM, 6 months to Alitu, 1 year subscription to the Podcast Host Academy, including all courses and live coaching, access to the Confident Live warm-up formula, the Launch Your Live course, 12 months to the Wave Video Creator Plan, 12 months to the Easel Plus Plan, 12 months to TubeBuddy Legend Plan, the amazing the amazing Heil PR40 microphone, the Elgato Stream Deck, the book, the Content 10X book by Amy Woods, and Podcast Growth book by Colin Gray. I don't know whether you're here, Katie, but well done. I can also, Tonya says, love the cake. Carl Sullivan says, well done. And Tonya says, congratulations, Katie. Max, I'm so sorry you didn't win, but thank you. Thank you so much for your support. Really appreciate it. Well, let's have a toast to the Confident Online Marketing Show. Kids, you're not going to have any, but anyway, there we go. Thank you so much, everyone, for supporting the show. I really appreciate it. And I'm just really looking forward to the next 100 shows. So let me know what you think we should be doing on the show. If you've got any ideas, any thoughts on what we should be doing, I'd love to know from you. Do keep the comments coming. And Carl is looking forward to his pizza. Let us know. Just contact us and we will sort that out for you. Really appreciate that. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you, everyone on the show. But can you remember the tagline, how I end things? Until next time, I encourage you to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of live video. See you soon. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Confident Live Marketing Podcast with Ian Anderson Gray. Be sure to join the community at iag.me, where you can continue to level up your impact, authority, and profits through the power of live video. And until next time, toodaloo.